degrees all the way to a high heat sear at 600. With the Weber Searwood, you can cook on the direct flame over the full grate sear zone. You'll hear the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Searwood pellet grill just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
Let's say you've got questions. You're looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Well, Harmon Solar has the answers. Hi, I'm Jeffrey O'Brien, and listen, there's a couple of ways you can go here. One, visit harmonsolar.com, browse around, because right across the page, they got links to all sorts of great information, like frequently asked questions, equipment, tax credits, even testimonials. Or just give them a call, 800-281-3189. Ask them directly. They'd love to hear from you. That's 800-281-3189, or just go to harmonsolar.com.
You're expanding your business and need to add to your fleet. Maybe you need another semi-truck or trailer. Don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used trucks and trailers. Whether you're an owner-operator or a fleet manager, I'll get the vehicles you need with a simple application and same-day approval. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353, or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. I am making $40 million available to parents of all Arizona public and charter school students for free tutoring in reading and math, so we can raise academic proficiency, which is my highest priority. Money is available for all students in grades 1 through high school. Teachers who do the tutoring will also earn money, which they deserve. Sign up at azed.gov. Thank you.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Steve Jurich here. After working in financial services for over 20 years, I finally confirmed what investors really want, including me. And it's simple. All they're asking for is 20% annual return with no risk at 100% liquidity. Here's the problem. A money market is safe and liquid, but offers almost zero yield. Mutual funds and ETFs are liquid with upside potential, but aren't safe. A carefully selected next-generation index annuity through IQ Wealth may offer 10% ample liquidity, principal protection, and a lifetime income yield potentially double to triple that of quality bonds. By yielding more income using fewer dollars, our system allocates more money for you for capital growth. It's a winning combination.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now, 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the claims-paying ability of the insurer, so compare with Steve, 480-902-3333. Call Steve now.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harmon Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harmon Solar Podcast at harmonsolar.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Wherever you go, take us along. Listen to our live stream on our free Fanatic app. Download it today.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Monday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I don't even know what to say. The unthinkable has been done. The unthinkable has been fought. The Oilers and the Panthers, Game 7 in 2 hours. I think it's an overcorrection by big basketball. I'll be honest, if it's an overcorrection.
Yeah, it's got to be an overcorrection because you were just dead wrong.
They were
this
listening to
7-game series
is almost exactly like the 5-game series, completely unrelated to it, like I was saying. I can't believe how right I am. Every day I become more correct. I don't even know if that's possible anymore.
No, it just proves my point. It's an overcorrection trying to show that it's not big basketball.
That's exactly what wrong
this
people
just
think.
Smells more and more like big basketball.
It just smells more and more like I was so correct. I couldn't be more correct. These series don't look anything alike anymore, and they never were alike.
This is just a silly overcorrection. I mean, it's so obvious.
It's just incredible that you could see it. I don't know. I tried to tell you from the beginning. I tried to warn you.
The moment you expose them, they have to overcorrect, and that's what this is.
Like because they're listening to us.
Yes.
Look, I just think that these two series were never alike. It was mere coincidence.
They were 100% alike.
Like
until,
I was saying,
until I pointed it out.
It was mere coincidence.
And the cockroaches scattered, and now this is what you get.
And you were actually trying to point that out 2 days before they wound up being tied, or the two series ended up being similar, and you were wrong then, and then you were wrong after when they started.
I've been right the entire time.
You're so wrong
the
now.
In your face.
No one has ever been more incorrect than you in this moment, and I feel vindicated.
This is
thank you, Connor McDavid, for bringing.
You're just childish right now. That's all you're being. It's just childish. So here's the real question.
That's the thing.
The question is, who the hell am I supposed to root for anyway? Because I want America to win, but I don't like Florida. And I got nothing against Canada, but the America has been winning this thing for like 25 years or so, something like that, right?
Canada has not won the Stanley Cup, I think, since the 90s.
Right,
somewhere around like 91 or.
Oh, is it that far back? Oh,
okay. Maybe, yeah.
So I don't know who I'm supposed to care about. I don't care about the Florida Panthers or whatever they're called, and I also don't care about the Oilers. So I don't know what to do.
We'll see
with
if we can figure this out. Pierre is from Montreal, and he hates Ottawa.
Mm-hmm.
So if you go with like fourth dimension reasoning, you would not root for I think as he called it, the Ottawa trash cans.
The Edmonton trash cans.
What's that?
The Edmonton trash cans.
Oh, I'm sorry. The
Edmonton Oilers
trash cans. Yeah.
I just found out it's not the Houston Oilers.
No, it's the Houston Texans.
But against the Carolina Panthers.
Yes,
but it's not Carolina. Turns out that's Florida Panthers.
Well, it is Florida, and Florida is in. They're actually in. Yeah, but they're
in the penis of our country.
Is it St. Pete? I think it's St. Pete, St. Petersburg.
No,
if you want to know.
No, I don't think that's where it's at.
All right,
I don't think that's where it's at.
Where is it at?
I saw it and I forgot. Where do the Florida?
Because you have the Tampa Bay Lightning.
And Florida's Miami.
I don't think it's in Miami.
It's not in Miami, but it's in that outer.
Thought it was
suburb.
Oh, it's in a suburb of some weird name. I'm trying to find it. They play in Sunrise, Florida. That's it.
Okay.
Oily Stool is on the text line. Let's effing go, he says. Oilers, greatest comeback in Stanley Cup's final history coming tonight.
It has never happened before.
So is this the first time that somebody's come back from 3 games down to force a game 7 in hockey? Or is would this be the first time somebody does it and wins?
It's the first time someone's ever done it and wins in the finals.
Right. So whether they win or lose, the comeback is the first time anybody's done it to even up the series. You're not sure.
I'm not sure about that aspect of it now.
Like you weren't sure about big basketball. It's all right. You don't have
I was
to know
100% sure about that. Because that's the thing with basketball. I know basketball. Hockey, okay, I might have to take my lumps there with the hockey.
Yeah, but you're denying the fact that big basketball is overlording over everything.
That's because it's not, and you're just wrong. You're just very incorrect.
I love how some people just start yelling, "You're wrong," but you have nothing to back it up with.
I've given you the evidence, which is that they're not the same. You have not given evidence that
all sorts of signs.
You've given one theory. You have theorized that it's an overcorrection.
I've given you
you have proven nothing.
Spreadsheets.
And so until then,
you everything you need.
All we have is the first 5 games being a coincidence, and then everything after that proving me correct. Yes,
Jeffrey,
Randy.
nice use of color on the spreadsheets.
Well, I mean, you can't just have a boring spreadsheet.
I know,
You
I
got to
know.
punch it up a little bit there.
Nice use of
Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it. I know you at least read the spreadsheet. Let's see. Beer Bob says, I like Connor McDavid, so I'm rooting for the Oilers. But if the Panthers do win, and they do have former Coyote Oliver Ekman Larson on the team,
They do.
well, I guess they're all former Coyotes now, aren't they? Yeah. Maybe out of just my sheer bitterness, I don't know. I guess for me, as I look at this, it has to be country first, right? Has to be America, United States.
USA.
Yeah. So I guess just it's Florida, which I wouldn't mind if that broke off and floated off into the Atlantic, to be honest.
Excuse
Yeah.
me? I'm sorry,
Yeah.
what?
Same kind of thing. Let's see. The Jet says it's happened twice where a team has come back from 3 games down to force a game 7. Back in 1942, the team came back down 7-1. Oily Stool says Jeffrey is correct as usual. Thank you, Oily Stool. I appreciate that. Let's see. We have a texter who said that they're a long-time texter but has not chosen a texter nickname yet. Says,
Shame
I
on you.
believe the 1942 Toronto Maple Leafs came back from 3 down in the finals and won it.
Boy,
back
that
in
texter must be
1942.
old. I mean, if he can recall 1942, Toronto Maple Leafs, you know what I mean? That
Or they-
texter's got to be old.
Maybe they just have a dictionary. I mean, encyclopedia or something. I don't know.
Oh, they could, yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
the
say for sure.
Encyclopedia Britannica.
So here's what we do know. Florida is 34-16-3 at home, and Edmonton is visiting them. And I don't even know what to make of this. I have no idea.
Well, it's going to be raucous in sunshine tonight, and the place is going to be going crazy. And I just have a feeling this is going to be one of the all-time great NHL hockey games for the Stanley Cup, because it's down to a 1-game series now.
Can I tell you why I don't really watch the hockey too much? Because I'd rather watch it in person. You watch a game in person, and now you've got something. But on TV, it's not as good. It's not as good on TV.
Well, I agree with you now that Doc Emmerich no longer calls the games. But back when Doc Emmerich, the great Doc Emmerich, would call the games, he brought the game alive.
Well, okay. But as far as tonight goes, I guess it's probably worth turning on. It's on channel. Is it on channel 15 proper? Because the thing says it's on the ABC
That would
and
be
the
15.
ESPN Plus.
That would be 15.
Okay, so it is on proper channel 15, and we can watch it there. So there's no injuries for anybody, as far as I know. I don't know.
Look, there's not going to be any reported injuries tonight. This is for all the marbles, and every guy will suit up and be ready to go.
All I do know is the Edmonton Oilers are not favored. It's Florida, and the over/under is 5.5.
I mean, I think the logic there is that you just think they can't really lose 4 in a row in the finals, can they? They absolutely can.
They won and lost 3 in a row.
And how they lost those 3, it has not looked good. It's not like these games have been close since Edmonton started winning. And I know he's not going to be listed as injured. He's going to be suited up. He's going to be ready to go. But the Panthers captain, Alexander Barkov, he's also the middle of that defense. And after he got hurt in game 3, he hasn't looked the same. Then that's Connor McDavid's space right there. So if you're not going to be up to where you need to be defensively,
right,
you might be in trouble if you're the Panthers.
I would agree with everything that Keon just said. Yeah.
Cheesehead Bill says, Jeffrey, be careful. Sounds like Keon is being paid by Big Basketball. And if you know anything about Big Basketball, those guys are even worse than the Clintons. You might get suicided.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I have not being paid by Big Basketball on account of my car doesn't have a bumper and I can't afford to fix it.
Isn't that what somebody
check-
that's
that
in the
check
pocket
has
of Big
not-
Basketball would say?
Yeah, I
Then,
think you're
like
right.
he's driving a different car to work just to sort of prove
Yeah.
to us that he's not in the pocket of Big
I
Basketball.
I wish that I had the
On the
self-control
weekend, he's probably got one of
to
those
drive-
dolled up Range Rovers.
to drive
you
a
know,
crappy
he's
car around.
just spinning around town. And
I
he's got his
like
Range
I
Rover. and
think
got the
that
tunes
you guys
bumping
believe
in
way too
there
much
and-
in me.
oh, yeah.
That's very nice of you to believe that much in me. Yeah.
Brunswick guy says it's Edmonton's so they can pound sand. I hope Florida Panthers win. USA, USA, USA. I want to be America, you know. I just. Bruno Baller says in 1993, the Montreal Canadiens were the last team from Canada to win that cup.
There it is,
Fifth letter
93,
says,
yeah.
"What's up, fellas? Hope everybody had a great weekend. Hey, remember when the Bucks came from behind a 3-1 deficit a few years back?
The Bucks were not behind 3-1. It was 0-2. It was 0-2. The Bucks won all the games after that. That's not the same thing."
Ralph has crabs says, "Is big basketball related to big pharma? I
Yes.
hear they run everything these days.
Yes.
I think that big basketball is a division of big pharma.
Yes.
So
a subsidiary of
tells you every, and I have to be careful of what I say to Keon about these things because I think big basketball is also part of the Boeing organization. And anytime anybody says anything about them, they end up dead.
Well, or your doors will come off while you're driving.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was talking about, having the little implant thing there. Because I was thinking about, 'cause I got the sleep apnea. So I'm thinking about getting that little implant thing where it tells your tongue to go, so you don't, you can breathe when you're sleeping. It does it automatically in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
And if I'm not careful, big basketball will hack into that thing. And now they just walk around going, sticking my tongue out all the time.
I
that
don't know
could get me into all kinds of trouble.
Don't know that'll be big basketball. Probably Ralph. Ralph will have one of his people over at Harmon do that for you.
I'm sure that big basketball has their tentacles everywhere.
I'm sure.
I'm sure they have their testicles in Keon as well.
Oh,
so I think we have to be very careful with what we say going forward.
Tentacles. You mean
Tentacles.
tentacles.
I said tentacles.
Yeah.
Don't be a child. Anyway, so I guess I'm rooting for Florida. Am I? I don't think I can. I don't know. It's Florida.
Can I ask you this question, my old friend?
Yeah.
Do you have to root for a team? Is there a reason why you have to root for one of these teams?
I guess not. Because if I turn on the TV, I'm gonna, I might be like, hey, go get it. I'm
gonna watch the game just to watch the game and take it in. I'm not. I don't have a dog in this fight.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just do the thing. I just hope it's a good game.
Blue, Cease, and I are going to sit down and watch this game a little later on.
All right. Yeah. I'll probably turn it on. I didn't have any sort of vested interest in watching the Fever in the Sky, but my wife and I went to a Mexican food restaurant yesterday.
Hey, all right.
And they had it up on the screen, so I watched probably more women's basketball than I have watched in quite some time. And here's what I think. If the ball is not in Angel Reese's hands or Caitlin Clark's hands, it looks the way you'd think women's basketball would look. But once it's in their hand, you're like, holy crap. The distance between these two players and the rest of their team is glaringly obvious when you watch.
I don't know. I thought Kennedy Carter was having a big game yesterday, too.
Who was that?
Kennedy Carter.
Yeah, when I tuned in, I never heard her name.
If you jumped it in the second half, that was Angel Reese takeover time.
Right,
so.
yeah, because she went bonkers on there. But, so that's sort of just at least, a few quarters worth. I did come in after the half in the third quarter.
Well, I mean, what about what's her name? You stole the inserts to her shoes. Sabrina Ionescu. That's it. What about her?
Well,
she plays pretty good.
Was she in the
She wasn't
game?
in that game. She
wasn't in that game. No, she's in a different game.
I'm saying as I'm watching the Fever and they go down the court, every time they gave it to someone not named Caitlin Clark, it was either an air ball or a brick. And she did a beautiful pass to somebody who did nothing.
But that doesn't make any sense because Caitlin Clark wasn't even the leading scorer in the game.
Oh no, I didn't. I mean, she had some sweet shots, but
she did. But I'm just saying,
they went down there and came back with nothing for quite a bit in that fourth quarter. And but I'm just saying, when she had it and when she scored and when she made the attempt or whatever, it was successful. But she's passing the ball, some beautiful passes that became nothing. I don't know how many shots she took in the fourth quarter. It didn't seem like she took that many. And I'm just saying the play of the stars versus the play of the other people on the team you can see a noted difference. Tell me if I'm wrong. I'm wrong.
I don't necessarily agree with that, but
at least in this game, and at least in those two quarters, that seemed that way.
Yeah, I thought those were just the players who are the people who are supposed to be the stars of that team going in that moment to take over the game. Not that I thought anybody else was playing poorly. I thought Aaliyah Boston was playing well for the Fever. I can't remember the name of who led the Fever in scoring actually, but off the top of my head, but I thought she was playing really well. Caitlin Clark is the person who has to put the team on her back though, because that's her job now.
The leading scorer in that for the Fever, did you say? The
Yeah.
Fever?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check my stat sheet. I think it's
No,
Susie
no,
Suserson.
please. Oh my God.
Oh,
Susie
you're just
Suserson.
making crap up. Don't
That
pretend like
was
you
the
care.
leader. Yeah, Susie Suserson.
Baker's cocky
should have
hen
never left
says
that open ended.
you can't get 13 assists without anyone hitting shots. Reese for Rookie of the Year. Make the bets already before it's too late. Well, here's the thing. On Rookie of the Year, is that a voting thing or is that a
I think it's a team. That's players.
Okay.
Is it players or coaches that vote that?
Actually, I would have to check that. I don't know off the top of my head.
That will depend on who's behind it. Baker's cocky hens.
Could be
And
the
Reese-
Baseball Writers Association of America, the BWAA. They could be
Well-
voting for Rookie of the Year for the women's basketball.
Reese, she has probably the stats for it, but I feel like that Caitlin will have the votes for it because right now in the I think it's in the voting for MVP or something or All-Star voting or something. Caitlin's
It's
up
all
like
star voting, but that's fans.
yeah, she's up 100,000
So-
over Angel Reese. So I don't know how they
which she
sort out
shouldn't
the other
be,
stuff.
to be honest. But yeah, the all star voting is regardless of sport, fan voting.
Yeah,
But,
because they're like
for-
just they go with the name they know and they click.
For Rookie of the Year, MVP, and all of that stuff, it's sports writers.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's sports writers.
So Mel, maybe
With the
this-
MVP, I think is a combination of the three. Like
well, the sports
fan,
writers
media, and
should
coaches,
lean towards Angel Reese on that, don't you think?
yeah, just because of the way that they've played and the fact that Angel Reese is averaging a double essentially. And I think that Caitlin did start off a little bit more rough, had to settle down a little bit more, leads the league in turnovers, that kind of thing. So I just think that Angel's a little bit ahead.
Well, let's look at the averages then. Caitlin Clark is averaging 16.2 points. Reese is averaging 12.4. Clark is getting 5.5 rebounds, but Reese is getting almost 11 rebounds. And then
This is insane.
Caitlin Clark is getting 6.2 assists. I don't see anything about assists for Reese, but she does get 1.9 steals a game. So, and the new rookie record for consecutive double doubles, and that would be 7 of them. So they both are great players in their own way. They're not the same player.
And
they're
they
not
play different positions.
right.
too,
They're
so
not
it's a tough-
competing positions. So
like it's always the same in any sport where you're talking about who should be the MVP. Like different positions do different jobs. So what do you value? And I think that sometimes that'll say more about the voter almost than it does the player. Because if you're a really great player, but you operate around the basket, okay, your 3-point shooting is probably not going to be very high. Maybe you can't score as many points because you're scoring in 2s, where someone like Caitlin Clark is scoring in 3s.
Hookem Hottie says, I'm going to start a drinking game for how many times Jeffrey says, just saying today. I've been saying that a lot.
When we talk about the women's hoops, you do.
Well, if you're really going to play Hookem Hottie, just saying, just saying, just saying, just saying, just
Well,
saying.
now, hold on.
Just saying. Somebody call an ambulance. Just saying. Just
I
saying.
was just about to say, like,
just
maybe
saying.
we should start
Take her
with
keys
the-
away. Just saying.
Should have taken their keys away after the second one.
I didn't
let
think about
somebody
it.
get the chance to do that first.
There's no Dram Shop act that's going to get
Um,
me. I'm just a guy on the radio. I'm not serving her. Just saying.
Hookem Hottie, my apologies to your lip.
Just saying.
My apologies to your liver.
Hamilton Porter says Angel Reese also has many rebounds off her own missed layups. She basically playing ping pong with that backboard.
Well, yeah, I don't know if you've noticed, it's kind of crowded around the basket. And I also think that just following your own rebound is always a good thing. I don't.
Just saying.
What do you want me to? I've always my whole life the coaches would praise you for getting your own rebound and putting it in.
Just saying.
And now that's apparently a criticism following your own rebound. I don't follow.
I don't think she said with anybody.
I think the three of us should say it all the time.
Well,
just saying.
She says if I say it, so just saying.
Just
Beer
saying.
Bob says, Jeffrey, root for a good game. Randy, there's no dogs playing today. It's the Panthers and the Oilers.
Oh.
Oily Stool says,
it's just a figure of speech. Sorry.
Oily Stool says, don't vote, cheer for Florida, Jeffrey. You're a sensible guy. Oilers represent all that is good about America. Drilling oil, destroying the environment, playing the hard-nosed hockey. Florida Panthers represent all that's bad about America. Except for Edmonton is not in America. It's in North America, but it's not in the United States of kicking your ass America.
Yeah.
Cheesehead Bill says, hey, Keon, we can bet on the hockey game tonight if you want. Pick whoever you want. If you win, I'll buy you a new bumper.
Okay. It's not
Wow.
it's not that serious for me because what happens if I lose?
Yeah, well, he didn't say, so just take the bet. There's no, they'll buy you a new bumper if you get it right.
Is that the only part of the bet?
Yeah,
I'm a person I like to see what's in fine writing at the bottom of the page.
So, okay. Do you want to wait to say who you take before? If he says that's it, just if you're right, you get a bumper. Then
I don't want to agree before knowing what's supposed to happen on the other side if I lose.
Well, Cheesehead Bill, verify that that's a real thing, and if there is any other, something has to go the other direction, and we'll see what you got. We should
Just
definitely
saying.
do this.
But no, I mean, if there's no other stipulations to this, of course.
I think I know who you'd take.
I've already said it actually.
You said the Oilers, right?
Yeah.
Well, Cheesehead Bill, if those are your terms, the answer is yes. But you put some crazy ass terms in there, the answer is no. Fifth letter says, Keon, take that damn bet and take the Panthers. Just saying.
So other people are going to text in so you can say it.
Oh, that's right. They're trying to get Hook 'em Hottie drunk.
Hook 'em Hottie, it's not too late. You can
skip a second or two. Hook 'em Hottie if you want.
No one will know.
The Jet says, if you want to watch some good action, flip over to ESPN and watch Game 3 of the College World Series Finals. Noted, but not what we're talking about. It's got to take a break. When we come back, we will move on to other things. We'll see if Cheesehead's bet is legit. Probably talk a little NBA action next. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The College Baseball National Championship comes down to one game tonight as the Tennessee Volunteers and the Texas A&M Aggies meet in Omaha. Tennessee avoided getting swept in the finals in two games, winning 4-1 on Sunday. The Volunteers minus a run and a half tonight, minus 130 on the run line. The Aggies getting a run and a half, they're even money. On the money line, Texas A&M plus 196, Tennessee at minus 260. The over-under run total tonight is at 10.5, with the over at plus 102, the under minus 136. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out, day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Ken Barkley here, reminding you to check out You Better You Bet. Why, you ask? Well, because we bring the fun, the insight, and all the wagertainment you need. Plus, hopefully, we win a couple bets along the way. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come with them, obviously. Plus, betting analysis from some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. Join myself and Nick Costos and tune into You Better You Bet. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. Hamilton Porter says, just saying, we're about to give new meaning to the phrase horns down. Oh, Keon
I don't know what that means, though.
Probably because she's puking in the toilet and her horns are down from all the alcohol consumption.
No.
Beer Bob says, Keon, what kind of car you got? I just passed a bumper on the side of the road on the 51. You want me to go back and pick it up for you?
I didn't lose it today.
Well, I know, but it may come in handy.
Not going to tell you what car I drive.
Yeah.
Just I like a little anonym.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Of course, I'll just cruise the parking lot and look for the car with no bumper. Yeah. Way to be anonymous. 888-368-1580. Oily Stool says, is Twisted Tea a man card violation? Sounds a lot like some girly seltzer crap. Yeah, I don't know.
It's just iced tea, but with alcohol in it. I don't understand.
Yeah, so here's the thing. The way this goes is if you have perfectly good whiskey and you're adding flavor to it, I feel like that's a violation. But if you're looking at something that's normal and you're adding whiskey to it, that's different. Adding whiskey to something else is probably making that thing more manly. But adding some flavor to already perfect whiskey is making it less. So does that explain how we do this?
Kind
with the man card violations. So I would say Twisted Tea is better tea than regular tea because something has been added to it and not the other way around. When you have peanut butter whiskey or cinnamon whiskey, I feel like that's a violation. So I hope that helps explain. Randy, back me up on this. The way we look at it is, for somebody just asked if it's a man card violation to drink Twisted Tea. And I say it is not a man card violation. It's not preferable, but here's the way I have sort of used as a guide to make that determination. If you've got perfectly good whiskey and you add some flavor to it from something else, that's ruining something that's already fine on its own.
Yeah.
The same goes with a good beer. If you're
Yeah.
adding oranges and weird crap to
Yeah.
your beer, there's a lime in there is just the only thing I can think you can plop into a beer, and that's usually good with some of the Mexican beers and stuff.
Correct. Yeah, Dos Equis or Corona. something like that. Yeah.
Sure. But when it comes to if you have tea and you add alcohol to it, that just made the tea better, didn't it? That's it's not a violation. So that is how we've determined it. If you add the whiskey to something else, it's made something else better. But if you add something to the whiskey, you've
that's
made the
not good.
whiskey lesser, and
Yeah.
that is a violation.
Yeah, I would agree 110 with that one, Jeff Cohen. And by the way, it's in the, I believe it's in the handbook.
Yeah, but it's not in the handbook as well explained as what I just did there.
Yeah.
I think in the newer editions of the handbook,
Yes.
I'm going to have that phrase there because it
all right.
simplifies it.
Yeah,
If you add whiskey to something else, it makes that better. But if you add something to whiskey, it makes it worse.
Sure.
Weso Grande says, thank you, Jeffrey. I've been kind of stunned ever since I saw orange flavored Jameson's Irish whiskey. Yeah, I know. That's just a waste of good whiskey, isn't it?
What were the Irish thinking when they decided to add orange to it?
Selling it to less manly people. Just marketing. That's all. I don't blame them for trying to shake it up and give other people more of a chance to buy their stuff. But if they're honest with themselves, it's garbage.
Now,
is just garbage.
I have to say this. Now, Miss Kim likes the vanilla crown.
Yeah, she's a
And,
woman.
I would understand that. But if you're a guy, I mean, come on.
Just,
what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing? Just don't. Just drink. Why is this so difficult for everybody to understand?
I just drink what I
guess
want.
it's I guess it's just one of those things. What's that, Keon?
Well, I just drink what I want. I don't
Yes.
actually.
That's fine. You drink what you want.
Yeah.
You drink the vanilla crown, do you?
I haven't had it before, but
Mm.
I would. I mean,
You would drink vanilla crown after everything we've been through on this show together?
And when just regular
Why?
Crown Royal is just available to you readily and it tastes better.
And you would just drink vanilla crown?
if I was in the mood for it,
Mm.
then I would drink it.
Well, he's just all
not-
sorts
I just-
of
I just don't-
cranky today, isn't
Yeah.
he?
It's not,
yeah.
What's
Yeah.
cranky
He's
about that?
very cranky, and I,
I
think
just
that's what
d- I
happens
just
when you have
don't,
those long weekends with big basketball.
I know.
The long weekends just
It's
drinking
eating at his soul. You know,
Yeah.
whatever
really
the hell I
is.
want. I don't want to check in with anybody to see what I can drink.
I
I'll
don't
just
need you to check in, but if
Yeah.
somebody asks, is that manly? Is that a man card fight?
I
Well,
would
I'm gonna
say
tell
that
him.
you can say that, and I would say that I do not care. That's
Yeah,
all.
but you're not asking me,
Okay. Yeah.
so that's fine.
But Randy was asking me,
But
would
if
I
there's an
drink it?
opinion on it,
And my answer,
you chose poorly.
okay, fair enough. Randy asked, would I drink it? And I would, because
He would do it just to spite us, Randy.
I like
think so.
drinking. It's not.
Well,
it's not just
another,
about
another
spiting.
sign of big basketball.
Because I don't
They do
ever
what they
tell you
want.
guys what I drink on the weekend. And it's not about you. Not everything other people do is about you. You know.
You're not filling out the required daily blender drink schedule for the, for the weekend?
the what now?
We never had that.
This is the first time hearing
First I'm hearing about it.
the required what?
Daily blender drink schedule. You're not filling that out, are you?
No, don't think
thought
I
it'd
am,
be a
to be
fun
honest.
thing. That would be like a fun forum that we actually had where people just wrote
You just
down all the
can't-
stuff they drunk and sent it in just so we could see how people get down. That actually sounds
it
like
it sounds
fun.
pretty fun, yeah.
Well, I will judge you though.
Well,
I mean, I
yeah,
just
no,
want you to
I
know
think that would be part of the fun. is-
But you've asked to be judged. That's when. So when
if you don't
when
want to be
somebody
judged, just don't
like
say
Oily
anything.
Stool asks, "Is this a man card violation?" I gotta be honest. Yeah, it is. I'm not gonna tell you how to live your life, but if you ask me, I'm telling you. Or if you ask me what your idiot friends do, I'll tell you. I'll answer. How about this, Randy? This is new.
All right.
Now, adding whiskey to something or something to whiskey, that sort of is how we determine the violation or not.
Mm-hmm.
This is brand new. There's a new $200 vodka that features an ingredient. And they say if you drink it, you're drinking space, meaning they've infused their vodka with meteorite, with a meteorite that was discovered in 1977. And so they shave off a little bit of this meteorite, kind of like how, they put the gold in the Goldschlager. Remember that?
Yes.
And they say it gives it a special taste and texture. Vodka infused with a meteorite.
I would think that texture would be sort of sandy and the
Yeah.
taste. I don't know about the taste.
Yeah, like
Seems like
gritty,
when you
little
would
gritty.
take it. Yeah, it was a little kind of grinding on your teeth, that sort of thing.
I'm not sure what the taste tastes like, but they say the presence of chondrite, a mineral unique to meteorites, provides a unique mineral flavor that complements the existing smooth and refined texture that characterizes vodkas. Their vodkas.
So I'm curious. These guys all of a sudden were sitting around in Manhattan somewhere trying to come up with a new taste for their vodka. And they decided, I've got it. Why don't we shave a little piece of meteorite into our vodka and make it taste like, and then we can say it tastes like space.
Walter Mellon puts it a different way. Vodka from space.
I don't know. Everything on this planet ultimately came from space. I mean, I don't know. It just feels like
Well,
one of those.
right now
that you're
we're
trying
here.
to-
That's out there. That's how it
yeah.
works.
Well,
it just
actually, I
seems
think
like a
the
way to justify selling you expensive
meteorite
vodka.
had to impact the earth, right? I mean, that's how they got it, right? They
And how
didn't send
much meteor dust do they put in there for $200?
Yeah, like it's a finite amount.
Am I going to crap
It's not
rocks?
infinite meteorite. So at some point they're going to run out.
Here's the thing. First, you're thinking, well, grown-ups might be behind this. The CEO is 27 of this country. So I'm not kidding. It's just,
No, I could have told you that the grown person wasn't behind that.
Yeah.
We're drinking space, man. No.
and then there are scientists in Namibia who are making killer bee brew. They're making killer bee beer.
What are they? They're chopping up the dear little killer bees. And,
Well, a little bit.
putting
What
them
they
in
do,
the
they
brew,
find
or-
some killer bees
Uh-huh.
and they scrape some of that yeast off of them. And then they mix it in with some stuff. And then that is how they make the yeast. And then they say, we use bees that died naturally. Because naturally you die if somebody hits you with a fly swatter. But that's not the point. Naturally. So they use that to make the yeast and, then make the beer off of that, mixed with the hops, yada, yada. Here you go. Now you got killer bee beer. So far, space beer and bee beer, I find no problems with either. Putting a few rocks in your booze, actually, that sounds a little manly. Space rocks, even better.
Just
right.
Here's the thing
seems
that
like a
I would
waste of
do
money,
if
to
I
be honest,
if
but-
I had the opportunity. This is what I would do. I would grab some of my favorite whiskey and I would jump on the what are they going up in now? What is it? The X? What is
They're
it?
going
The
up in
thing?
like a
SpaceX?
Boeing washing machine.
Okay, so we're gonna fly up in there. I'm gonna take my favorite whiskey with me, and then when I come back, I'm gonna take that whiskey that's been to space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have pictures of me doing a spacewalk, and the whiskey is just kind of floating next to me in space. So now it is space whiskey. Now I'm gonna bring that back, and I'm going to infuse that whiskey with millions and millions of bottles of Randy's space juice. And you can buy that at the store.
I don't know if I want your space juice.
$250 a pop.
Yeah.
Because it's authentic space whiskey.
I don't know if I'd call it space juice.
I agree with
Randy's space juice.
So
and you'll have my picture on
All right.
every label, and there I am, visor up, and you can see the whiskey floating next to me.
So I'll drink Randy's space juice. I'll drink the killer bee beer. I'll drink the vodka with the meteorite in it. But I feel wrong about drinking Osama bin Lager. There is
what?
There is a brewery in the United Kingdom, and they got in a little trouble because they came up with all these drinks. Now, this is actually stuff that goes to charity and actually helps out veterans and that sort of thing. But they had a bunch of interesting names for their beer, and one of them was Osama bin Lager. And the phones are still ringing off the hook on this place. People are angry. But at $13 goes to charity for every barrel, to help out victims of certain things and whatnot. But they've got Putin's Porter, they got Kim Jong Ale, and they got Osama bin Lager. They're like, well, it seems like poor taste when you're sober, but everybody laughs when you hear them at the bar.
And that's exactly how those decisions got made. I'm just.
I don't think I'd drink the Osama bin Lager. I think I'd pass on that.
Yeah.
I think I'd pass on all three, but
take it and use it for target practice.
I guess. All right, we got to take a break. When we come back, I was promising we'd talk about the NBA. We got the draft coming up sooner or later, but we got to figure out what's going on with the Phoenix Suns if we can do that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote's same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to selectquote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at selectquote.com.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted. Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. The Foster Care Review Board is a panel that advises our juvenile courts on the best interests of children in out-of-home care. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about the Foster Care Review Board. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
One of the most common questions people ask is if they can still afford to retire on $1 million or $2 million anymore. With stocks near all-time highs and bonds at all-time lows, it's actually a great question. 2008 taught millions of retiring engineers, teachers, and other professionals a costly lesson that years of market gains can be wiped out in just weeks of market losses. Not a problem if you're 30 years old with a few decades to make it back, but not if you are in retirement or almost there. I like to follow the 30-50-70 rule. The closer you are to 50 or 70, then at least 30 to 50% of your money should be kept safe at all times, like in an uncapped, principal secure, next generation annuity. Come and see why.
Call leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now at 480-902-3333. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with Steve. Call 480-902-3333 and visit iqannuity.com.
1580, The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. We got some giveaways I want to do here in a little bit. I got tickets for the Scottsdale 4th of July celebration at Westworld. I got tickets for the indoor barbecue. Those are $50 a person.
Oh, yeah.
And then I've got a bunch of tickets for the indoor access, which is $25 a person. I'll explain all this to you here in a little bit, but if you wanted to check it out online, get an idea of what it is, ScottsdaleFourth.com has all the information.
Actually went to that. I took Miss Kim and I and two of my grandchildren went a couple of years ago. It's amazing. The barbecue is wonderful. And you can enjoy live music out there, and it's cool inside the inside the arena there. And then you go outside at the, when it gets dark, and they put on quite a display, a fireworks display. It probably went on for about almost an hour. It was amazing.
Well, the doors open at 5 p.m. I know this much. And it's $50 a person for the barbecue, $30 a person if you're between the ages of 5 and 10. So I guess if your age is between baby and 5, go F yourself. No, I'm kidding. Ma'am, you can't bring that baby in here. We don't allow babies. No.
You'll have to leave that child in the car, ma'am. Sorry.
So, no, it's a family-friendly thing. I just think they figured, I don't think your toddler's eating barbecue. So, anyways, more information at scottsdalefourth.com. And I'll tell you when we're giving away the tickets. We'll figure out how to give away those tickets a little bit later on. Right now, I got to get caught up on the text line so we can move on. Hook'em Hottie says, I was just drinking White Claw, so I'll be fine. I'm White Claw wasted now.
It adds up. It adds up.
Yeah, and she's itty bitty, by the way. What are you drinking? Thimbles of it? I mean, how do you? I feel like you smell any alcohol when you're drunk. Hamilton Porter says, "Hey, have you seen the video of the guy beating the crap out of someone with a twisted tea can?" No, I have not.
That was a meme for a while.
It's not an inappropriate response to somebody offering it to you,
but I think you could probably get in trouble for that.
Yeah.
Brunswick guy says, I'd take cranky Keon over a yelling Keon any day. At least cranky Keon doesn't scare my kids the same way.
That's because I'm not cranky, but that's okay.
King of Kitten says, hey, Rando, can I
Yeah.
get an iced tea with a shot of Crown in it, please?
No.
Yeah, but we're adding good whiskey to something that.
Here's a shot of Crown.
Yeah, go get yourself some iced tea.
Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Susie Susington has Keon all out of sorts, doesn't she? She set the WNBA record this weekend for most cat calls, which clearly upset Keon because Susie Susington is known for her dominant skills.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Tom says, only thing I'm adding to vodka is orange juice. And no meteorite from Uranus vodka, please. I don't think it was called Uranus vodka,
No,
but
I didn't.
I'm going to tell you, you're a marketing genius.
They should have.
Could be.
Mistake is really what that
Uranus
is.
vodka.
Yeah, vodka. I should say vodka from Uranus.
Yeah, there it is.
You're drinking her vodka from Uranus.
Yeah.
Mr. Wilbur says, how much moisture do they put in Moist One's signature vodka? Nobody would want. No, it's just all it is straight roofie.
Is it?
Yeah. Oily Stool says, isn't the CEO of the radio station also 25? No. Slow-Mo Zoe says, that's going to be a hell of a kidney stone. That's what I was thinking when you start giving people to drink a bunch of meteorite stuff, and then it's starting to build up there.
Oh,
and
yeah.
later on, you're clank, clank as you're peeing, you're screaming in pain.
Can you imagine the reentry on that?
Cheesehead Bill says, oh, also, I'm not paying to have it installed. Paint matched.
What?
The bumper?
Oh, here's the stipulation.
The bumper bet? Okay.
Yes. Sorry. I read the wrong one first. Just out
I
of
was-
nowhere, I'm like,
Yeah,
what the
I
hell?
was like, wait, what?
He says,
Hey.
2 stipulations. If you lose at the first remote, I get to go to you buy me a beer. So you'd have to buy this guy a beer at the next remote. Second,
Okay, that's fair, I
you
guess.
can't have some damn expensive car with a bumper that's going to cost me an arm and a leg.
No.
Not sure what you drive with all that big basketball money.
I drive a Honda. Because big basketball, they pay well, apparently. I drive a reasonably priced car, as I have my entire life.
Yeah, I
Honda.
remember.
My car is getting to the point now where it might be old enough to start smoking cigarettes. We're
Yeah.
just
I saw. I think we looked it up on the Amazon how much it costs. It wasn't too bad. I don't remember.
How'd
But yeah,
you
I
lose
know.
the bumper on your car?
it washed away in a storm. It's just a
You're
haboob.
just sitting in the parking lot and the rain
No,
hit
no,
it.
I was driving down the highway and then there was a puddle of water, but they had the lights out in that part of the highway for construction, so I didn't know to slow down. I hit this puddle of water. Water's everywhere, all over the windshield. I can't see anything. And then when the water goes away, I pull over to the side just to see what's going on with my car. There's no bumper. I looked around. I never saw my bumper again.
Did it make a noise when it came off? Like, just,
Not,
or did,
not a sound.
wow.
It just came clean off.
Wow.
So
I feel
Tell
like
you.
the bumper had been sort of planning its escape for a while.
Yeah.
that's what I think too. That's what I think too.
Got to tell you, these storms here, they're pretty
Oh, yeah.
dangerous. You
Oh,
got to
yeah.
watch out, man.
I learned a valuable lesson like a couple months ago. So
Well, Cheesehead Bill, I don't think that bumper is more than 150 to 200 bucks off the top of my head, if I remember correctly. So you're really going to give him a 150 to $200 bumper?
for just a you must like betting. Are you
Must have a
Are
line
you
on a
sure
bunch of
about
used
this?
bumpers.
are you certain?
Well, if he's certain, I say you
'Cause
take him up
I
on it.
mean, I guess I will.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm saying I want you to know that you're certain because I will absolutely take you up on that offer.
Oily Stool says, how about a drink called I Had Sex with Your Wife lager? Well, most people who are married, that they can't say they had sex with their wife. So
Damn.
maybe that should be called I Remember Sex lager. Wilbur says, Randy, you've lived here all your life. So you remember
Yes.
when the Phoenix Suns selected Marty Burns back in the mid to late 70s as the first pick?
Mm-hmm.
What a
wasn't
joke.
wasn't it it was their first pick, but it wasn't the first overall pick. Yes, I do remember.
Right. And then Wilbur says, Keon. And then the guy from McKmart came out and told you it's not a good idea to ride the quarter-operated race car during a rainstorm. Look at Wilbur trying to be funny.
Yeah, it didn't land, Mr.
Is that what that was?
Brunswick guy says Keon should get combat pay for that bumper from the radio station.
Well, the radio station
Yeah,
wasn't
he was-
involved.
he wasn't
We didn't
fighting.
cause
I mean,
the storm.
I was driving home from work, but the radio station didn't cause the storm, the water, not the lights to be out where they should have been on. It's not the radio station's fault.
Thank you. Hook'em Hottie says new Hondas are not reasonably priced anymore, Keon. Better hang on to the one you got. I just had to buy a new one. 2004 Honda Accord had 348,000 miles on it.
Oh,
sadly, it finally died.
I plan on hanging on to this car for as long as it'll stick around. So
Yeah, as long as it still works and it's comfy, right?
yeah, I'm
Is it
good
still,
with it.
still comfy?
Yeah, I think so.
It's like in the inside, you're like, hey, it's great. I
need to-
can't
to
see
do
that I
some
don't have a
stuff
bumper in here.
with the seating because they're old, and so like the one of the seats is kind of splitting with all the wear and tear.
Can I ask a very
a seat
important
cover on it.
question?
Yeah,
Very important question, Keon. Does the air conditioning work?
occasionally.
Uh-oh.
Still working on that part.
I'll tell you
Oh,
what,
God.
I would have mentioned that before I'd have mentioned that rotten bumper. I'll tell you that right now.
I mean, I guess. So neither of them is good. I had to pick a struggle, man.
What temperature does it stop working at, the air conditioning?
I mean, now just as of June, whenever I get in the
so
car,
it doesn't work at all, man.
right now. Yeah, no.
Does it just need a recharge?
I think so.
All right. Okay, well, I've got a can of this stuff. All right. So when I come to the station, I'll charge you up.
Okay.
You don't even have to make a bet with me. I'll just do it.
Well, I appreciate that.
Bat Flipper says try CertAfit. CertAfit? What is that? The seat covers?
Seat covers. I'll look that up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good suggestion. And now here we are with no time left in the hour.
We were going to talk Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, there's no reason to even start this now with only a minute or two. I will say this, Keon, just so you know, back in the day, other people who worked here would constantly be looking at their phone while doing the show, and it became very distracting. And Randy and I thought a little bit disrespectful. So I made a rule. I said, listen, when you're doing the show, you have to take your phone and put it over here on top of the thing. You can have your phone there. You can see the phone. If you get an emergency call, well, then of course you can pick it up, but you just can't be sitting there like swiping left. There was a lot of swiping left with this guy.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Everybody knows who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
There was a lot of swiping left and right with this guy. And it was almost like crack because he's like, you can tell he's like starts sweating, and he was like, you can't take my phone away from me. I didn't take your phone away. I just said don't
put it
be
away.
looking at it while you're doing the show. It's not cool. It's very distracting. And well, it turns out that that somebody asked the question, because I guess it wasn't just me. I didn't take the phone away. I just said, here, put it aside. I mean, if you're shoveling a hole for a living, you can't be sitting there looking at your phone. It's like some things require your attention and, not to be on your phone. I don't think it's unreasonable for an employer to say, hey, put the phone down,
And
please.
for this job, it's just 3 hours.
So
You can't put it down for 3 hours. You have a problem.
somebody asked an advice columnist, said, yeah, I was at work and the dude took my phone away from me. And so here's the thing that legally you can be told, put your phone away, by the boss. It's not illegal for them to say, hey, put your phone away, or here, give me your phone. We're going to put it over here. I'll give it back to you at the end of the shift. They can request that and you can comply. That's not illegal, but they're not allowed to grab it out of your hand or take it through unlawful force or something like that. So we're not going to do that. I'm just saying you don't have to worry. I mean, I'm not going to try to wrestle you to the ground for your phone. But if I would do, because at the time we were all in studio, so I could see it. It'd be boop, put it right up on top of the thing there, right? But see, now you'd have to hang it in a pouch,
like behind me,
a Dave
somewhere.
Chappelle pouch in the wall, where it's like you got to have your phone just sort of dangling there where we can see it, so we know you're not distracted by. You've never really done that. You know, every now and then I see you looking at your crotch, which I hope that you look at your phone.
That's my phone, yeah. And it's usually if I'm on Twitter and I see maybe a story might be developing or something, that's usually when it's got my attention. But outside of that, no, not really.
You're not smiling, blushing, going like you're texting with somebody or nothing.
No, there's a time and place for that, called literally any other place and any other time.
So anybody else out there, you're allowed to ask for it. You can't force them to do it. And if you're an employee, you know, they can't rip it out of your hand, but they can make it a requirement that you put it away at the very least, I think.
Seems fair.
It's like, what is your price of doing business for that job, you know? But again, they can't get violent, can't take it out of your hands, can't wrestle it from you, can't sneak up on you and steal it and go, they can't do that. You know, company policy comes into play. HR might be on the other side of that too. So, what are you saying? We're not going to do that to you, Keon.
I appreciate that.
Yet.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Celebrating 30 years of AmeriCorps in Arizona looks like more than 27,000 members, 29 million hours served, nearly 75 million in scholarships, millions of lives changed. When you sign up for AmeriCorps in Arizona, you make a difference. Also, earn a living stipend, plus education scholarships. Join the movement by signing up at serve.az.gov. That's serve.az.gov. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Youth, Faith, and Family.
As we plan for our retirement, there are 4 questions we need to ask ourselves or our retirement planning advisor. How much? How long? How safe? And what cost? Let's start with how much. That is, how much income we think we'll need each and every year for the rest of our lives, including all the activities we want to enjoy during our retirement, like travel, recreation, and entertainment. Plus the cost of housing, including repair and maintenance, taxes, insurance, and utilities, as well as the cost of healthcare, including expenses not covered by Medicare.
Enjoy safe, secure lifetime income of 5 to 9% for life, depending on age and deferral period, with no fee deductions and no annuitizing. Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so let's compare free in Scottsdale. For more, visit iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com, iqannuity.com.
Attention business owners, do you need zero money down financing on new or used equipment? Meet Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, your gateway to equipment financing that breaks the mold. JR Capital offers zero money down financing options on both new and used equipment, vehicles, heavy machinery, and more. It's a game changer, giving you the power to enhance your operations without slowing you down or denting your cash flow. Need a boost in working capital or a flexible line of credit? Dylan can help your business get the cash flow it needs fast. The process is a breeze too, with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. Call Dylan Cohen at JR Capital today at 602-834-7353 or click on Finance with Dylan at moneyradio.com. Call Dylan Cohen 602-834-7353 and get the money you need for your business today. KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Mountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time for what? Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. Hello. Nobody's gonna say hello back.
Hello. Howdy.
Hello. Kind of felt like ignored and.
Well, I thought you were talking to the fourth dimension, not
talking to everybody. Hello.
Hi.
It's not like
Hi,
I'm
go.
stumbling into a basement in a horror movie going, hello, hello. Like dumbest damn thing ever. In a scary situation, somebody walks into a darkened room. Hello, hello. Like, killers, are you there? Yeah, we're just come into the middle of the room so we can shoot you or hatchet you or something.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Gotcha. I agree. Hello.
We just got a text from a new texter. It says, "Hi, this is Ashley. Is Dylan Cohen single? I'd love to go out with him." Dear God, the spam girls from Twitter have found us. They're just here. How did they get here? Pinocchio says, "Hello, Jeffrey." Dr. Roadmap says, "What do you get if you mix vodka, orange juice, and milk of magnesia?" A Phillips screwdriver. You are 5-minute penalty. Did I start the show? Did I start the hour? Did I
don't think you did. Yeah, hello, this is Jeffrey O'Brien. Hello.
Yeah.
And then we wandered off after that. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Should I do it or should we just leave it hanging?
I probably. I think you should.
Some
probably run
OCD
through
people
it.
are going to have a problem with it if I don't. So
I think you
okay.
should go ahead and do it. Yeah.
I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien. That is Randy White. Keon Rose is in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And there you go. So, all right, we are ready to go ahead and talk about the NBA draft. Oh, hold on a second here. Hey, so that Ashley says, "I've been listening for a while, just been afraid to text in. You scare me, Jeffrey." Why do I scare you? Says, "I'm a big Cardinals fan and a Yankees fan."
So that would be the fear there.
Ooh. Good on you for the Cardinals fandom. I just kind of hate the Yankees. You know that if you've been listening for a while. Are you actually Ashley, or are you some dude that's just trying to be funny? So we're just trying to figure out who this is we're talking to. And also, you're going to need a text or nickname if you're going to hang around. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
Beer Bob says, "Jeffrey's just a boy standing in front of two other boys, just saying hello." I feel like that should be a man card violation that you're quoting some rom-com. But the fact that I know that is quoting of a rom-com doesn't do well for me. So I'm going to let it pass just because we've all had to watch things at wife point, haven't we? Or girlfriend point. But, so. This is a weird show today, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very. And it's Monday.
Mm-hmm.
We have 4 more of these.
So let's talk about what is going to happen with this draft. The NBA draft. When's that thing again? It's in July?
It's Thursday.
Okay. Well, I didn't really pay attention to it because the Suns are picking 22nd. And, whatever, right?
Sorry, it's Wednesday and Thursday.
Yeah, okay. So Wednesday is when the important
forgetting
stuff
they're doing
happens.
the 2 days now. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So Wednesday, the important stuff happens. And I was told I didn't have to think about it. I was told I didn't have to worry about it. I was told this is a garbage draft. So I have to think about it?
Well, when they say it's a garbage draft, they are talking about the lottery teams. They're talking about the teams that are the worst, trying to get the best or get the best players as quickly as they can. For those teams, Atlanta, who's picking number 1, Washington picking 2, those teams, probably not the best draft. Like the high-end players, there just aren't a bunch of them. But as far as the middle of this draft goes, it's kind of a deep draft, especially for teams that need point guards. And the Suns are one of those teams. So that's where it became important because they need to find ways to get as much talent as they possibly can. And the draft is one way to just get a player that you can afford to get, not have to worry about all of the weird contract restrictions that the Suns have on them.
Okay. So here we are. Yahoo is saying
as a group, collectively. Some gal wrote the article, but she says these are our projections, which means that they've gotten together, had coffee, and talked about it.
Yeah.
The Phoenix Suns will take guard Tyler Kolek at number 22, a 6'3", 195-pound guard out of Marquette. Because he's supposed to be really smart about basketball, and he plays aggressively and physically, and he knows what he's doing. Okay. So that's what Yahoo says. Then I looked over at DraftKings, and Keon sent me this link, and it said the odds. Now, Vegas also agrees with Yahoo that Tyler Kolek, is that how you say his name?
Yeah.
You don't know either, do you?
That's what I've heard. So.
Oh, okay. You have heard it.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've heard it. Yeah.
Kolek, they got him at plus 300 to go to the Suns at 22. After that, Zach Edey, which a lot of people have been saying, ooh, we should get that Zach Edey fella.
I've been saying that.
Is
Really?
that a matter of that he's at plus 550? Is that because they don't think he'll fall that far, or the Suns probably won't take him?
It honestly could be a combination of the two. This is a very big, I've heard it said, eye of the beholder draft, where I don't think a lot of the GMs necessarily agree on who's good and who's not good and all of that stuff. So without all of that agreement, it's possible Edey might not make it to Phoenix. It's also possible the Suns might not value Edey as much as a lot of other people think they do. It could go either way. To be honest,
what do you
with
think the Suns should do? Should they take Tyler Kolek or Zach Edey if they're both available?
I would take Kolek. I think that the point guard need is a little bit bigger. And I think that Kolek can do more things that the Suns really need. Somebody to run that offense, distribute the basketball, not necessarily be the first option scoring, but be able to knock down shots when they're open, especially threes.
Is he going to be able to plug right in and play right straight away with the Suns?
I think so. He's a senior, so he's got a lot of experience under his belt. This isn't somebody that's going to be incredibly raw that you're going to need to sit there and develop and work with them every single day to get rid of certain weaknesses. He's coming in pretty solid already. He's got a nice 3-point shot that he can knock down consistently. And the thing that always comes up with him is the basketball IQ. He's just incredibly smart, knows where to go with the basketball, feels the game really well. That stuff I think is going to translate immediately.
So there's other names on this list. Is there anybody else that you would take over Tyler Kolek or Zach Edey? I'll run down some names, and you just shout out if one of these names appeals to you as better than those two guys. Isaiah Collier, Kyle Flipkowski,
what the hell?
I don't know how to pronounce. I never had to say that out loud.
Eve Missy.
Eve?
Yeah.
His name's a dude Eve, and that doesn't spell Eve.
Well,
that spells Yves.
It's Yves. I believe it is French. And that's the reason why.
All right.
So
Kel'el Ware.
I do like him. I would go back up. I like Collier maybe a little less than I like Kolek. But I like him better than I like Edey for that spot.
Okay.
Filipowski's just kind of weird because he's a really good player, talented. But his thing is that all people always thought that he could shoot. And then he was at Duke and they kept advertising that he could shoot. We just never saw him shoot. So
you know why they did that, right?
Why?
So that somebody'd have to guard him.
I mean,
when I played basketball, I'm lousy at basketball. But when I did play on an actual organized team, the coach said, stop passing it all the time. Every now and then, take a jump shot. You might make it, and we're not expecting that you will. And I said, well, then what do you want me to waste the ball for? Because if you don't, they're going to double team other guys and just leave you open. It's like, damn, that hurt my feelings more than it probably should have. But then I started shooting Jays, and I started getting some of them. So it actually worked out for me. But maybe that's why they are talking about him that way.
Yeah.
So that people would have to guard him just just in case.
But you'd think someone would test that. Like at some point,
leave him open.
Yeah, if he's never taking shots, even when he's guarded, then it's so like I know for me as a defender, if I don't see you shooting the basketball, I do start to wonder, and I back off a little bit, not a ton. I can still recover if you do decide to pull it, and if you don't, then I back off a little bit more. I'm testing your willingness to shoot. Like there are ways to figure that out. So
well, understand. Listen, I know you probably don't understand not having played at the church league level, but let me tell you, I was told that I was probably the first person to get double technicals in every game for an entire season in the church league.
Oh, okay. I'm not surprised by this, but
it's because I would piss people off. I'd piss them off enough to where they would come out and
piss people off.
I've never seen Carl act like that before.
I can't imagine why anyone would react to that playing basketball with me. It simply
the Lord
boggles
works
the
in
mind.
mysterious ways. I don't know. All right, I'm going to rattle off some more names here. Let's see, Carlton Carrington. That sounds like a made-up name. Somebody's checking in the hotel.
He's a point guard from Pittsburgh.
Johnny Furphy. Furphy is a real name.
I've heard that name, but I don't think I've seen him play.
You don't remember him.
Can't tell you anything about it.
Yeah, Keyshawn George, Jalen Tyson, Terrence Shannon Jr. the third.
Terrence Shannon was a guy that I actually thought was interesting for the Suns. He did have a sexual assault case that was pending, but he was cleared of that. And so, like, I don't know if that's a not guilty cleared or an innocent cleared. Probably should look a little closer into that. But he was cleared of that, and the woman who actually was accusing him is being charged now. So
wow.
So it does seem like he was wrongfully accused of something. So anyway, I do like him. He's incredibly athletic, but he was down there, where the Suns could potentially pick because of that case.
Right.
So, if he's still around there, I would say that that's the guy I would probably lean towards because of just the athletic upside of what he can give you. I'd probably lean for him a little bit more, but I do think that as far as day one, I can put him in. I know he's going to be able to play and keep up mentally with what the NBA is. I think Tyler's still probably the best option.
All right. So Jared McCain, this is an interesting one because that is John McCain's grandson.
I don't think so.
If he has the same sort of toughness as John McCain, who was a prisoner of war, Keon,
I know
feel like
John
you got to
McCain
give him a
is.
look.
Yes,
Yeah.
I know who John McCain is. Don't think they're related.
Oh my God! And he should go to the Mavericks, because John McCain was a Maverick.
He
was known as the Maverick. Yeah, absolutely.
Jared McCain must be a Maverick.
Yeah, absolutely.
So forget it for the Suns. I don't want to talk about him for the Suns.
He's actually mocked to the Miami Heat at 15, so he's probably not going to be available. But
well, I'm not going to read any more names. I think we're just pretty much stuck with Tyler Kolkek or Zach Edey, right?
Those are probably the big ones. You did mention Carlton Carrington. That name's probably going to come up. Some of these
other names I think are names that probably won't be around. That's why they're lower on the list, not because they're not going to get. You
kind of have to. I think they're. I don't know how anyone could know where any of these people are going. I just think that this is one of those drafts where I don't know who really likes any particular player. Outside of the Hawks at 1, and it seems like they like Risa Share more than everybody else. Outside of that, I don't know, man.
Then there's Bronny. See you in round 2, James.
Yeah, if they drafted him before they drafted any of the other human beings you named, that seems like that would be crazy to me. I would have to seriously question.
This is
whether
how
or
you
not
find
this
out if
organization
Ishbia is working this.
Yeah, because that doesn't seem like a James Jones pick based on who he has drafted in the past. That doesn't seem like a James Jones pick to take Bronny. That seems like an Ishbia pick.
Yeah. I think somebody would quit that day. So our new gal, Ashley, she says, I'm a real girl with a real, Jesus. I'm just going to leave it with that. Can my texter name be Dylan's Cohen's future wife? No.
Dylan Cohen's future wife. Wait a minute.
She says, JK, LOL. I've not thought about it really. Can you choose a name for me? All right. So, you got any that are tailor made for gals?
Smack My Asterisk would be like a good gal's name.
It sounds
I think.
like harassment to give it to a gal.
I don't know. I mean, I'm just Butterfinger.
Then they feel think she's Butterface, and that's not very polite.
Butterfinger.
That's not.
Let's see. Well, I would say Snowcaps, but no. See, now that sounds.
Yeah,
like,
that sounds like.
Yeah, I don't. Burner account. I mean, she could take that one. I'm not going to say doorknobs. That's not going to be even close for her.
Right.
Wow. All of these names.
Yeah. Right.
Every single one of them. That is.
Wasn't there one that we had on here? Some gal's name on here. I mean, let me see here. So Ashley, huh? No, I'm not going to give her that one.
She's all I know about her is she's a Cardinals fan.
Yeah.
Yankees fan.
Good Lord. We're not even going to talk about that. She could take Monkey Puncher. I mean, that's always
Monkey
a good one.
Puncher is a good one.
Puncher's a good one. Is a good one.
I mean, that would be that'd be a good one.
Love Monkey Puncher.
Yeah. She could be Cocaine Bear.
That changes the connotation of it, but I like it. I like it.
Let's see. Not going to give her that one. Wow.
Well, you could tell us a little bit more about yourself. I don't need to know what works on you and what doesn't. Here's what she said. I'm a girl with a real working vagina. Well, okay.
Okay. Well, that's more.
Even if it didn't work,
than...
it'd still be fine.
Yeah. None of us really needs any of that information. To be honest with you, I could have lived many more lives without knowing that.
She says, I like Taylor Swift too.
Oh. Maybe I should give her some of these other ones then.
I might have age checked her now. Are
Yeah.
you a grown up?
Well, she could be.
Pull the plug. We're not calling her high beams.
Taylor's, oh my God. Taylor Swift has been a pretty big artist for a while.
CK, we're not calling her Hawk-Tua. We're not doing
no. God.
What about Cowgirly Flames? Cowgirly Flames.
Cowgirly Flames?
Yeah,
well, she's a Cardinals fan,
yeah.
so
she's from Calgary. That just seems
okay. Well,
it's a hockey reference.
Spidey Mon says, "How about no more Yankee my wanky?"
Well, that's a bit aside from being a bit wordy.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
not great.
Yankee my wanky is a good texture nickname for a dude. Yankee my wanky is pretty good.
Let me see here. Hang on. Let me.
We might get that one. Might actually get voted down by
there's waterproof box, but that could be. Right on the edge there.
Fifth letter says, "Shake it like a salt shaker." Says. No.
That's, again, so many things wrong with that. I genuinely can't start.
Tom says, "Don't let Randy choose. You'll get butt buster."
It's gut buster. Gut buster.
Pierre is mad at me.
Oh boy.
Pierre says, Mr. Jeffrey, I'm very offended by your hatred for the French. Some of the best basketball players in the world are French. Also, remember who helped you during the American Revolution. Yeah, well, that was just a down payment on us saving your ass in World War I and II. So you're welcome. And I don't hate the French. I mean, just seriously, spelling Yves, Yves, that's just, I don't hate the French, but you're damn annoying sometimes. Can we all agree to that? You're just damn annoying sometimes. Happy Lefty says, call her Texter Era. Texter Era, the Taylor Swift reference. No.
Oh, I see what happened
how about
there. Yeah.
faithful texter? Well, she's not faithful. She might be texting other shows for all we know.
Yeah.
What about working vagina, says Beer Bob?
Well,
absolutely not.
I think for obvious reasons, that is not going to happen.
There are some dudes that if they were texted back, I might call them that. Pull the plug says, if she's a Cardinal fan, how about loser? That's not very nice. It's not incorrect, but it's not
call
nice.
Her Hoochie Coochie.
Oh,
no. Just not really.
I mean, Hoochie,
just not at all.
No. Hoochie, yes. Coochie, no.
Call her Hoochie. From the 70s, wasn't that, what was her name?
Call her Cardinal Hoochie? Yeah, maybe not.
Hoochie Mama?
CK, we're not calling her Vertical Smile. Just stop.
I'm embarrassed.
Moist One says, how about dinner tonight? Oh, that's not a name. Moist One's just hitting on her.
Yeah, which
I think she's probably gone by now. I think after all these suggestions, she's probably gone by now.
Yeah.
I like Monkey Puncher though. That could be a guy, right?
That one's still that's the leader right there for me personally.
Yeah, we gotta let her decide if she's
Yeah,
still
probably.
here.
That's the thing.
Probably not going to call her Friction Fire. We're not going to happen with that one. No.
I just
No. Yeah, you guys are right. We're not going to call her that. Yeah.
Slim Pickens hat. We're not calling her Desert Camel. Just stop it. Everybody stop. We're taking a break. This has gone far enough. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
That's the sound of steak searing in its juices on your new pellet grill. You heard that right. The Weber Searwood Pellet Grill can smoke low and slow at 180 degrees all the way to a high heat sear at 600. With the Weber Searwood, you can cook on the direct flame over the full great sear zone. You'll hear the gasp of amazement from friends and family when you serve the food. Cooking with the Weber Searwood Pellet Grill just sounds delicious and tastes even better.
Do you need equipment for your business but don't have the cash? I can help. I'm Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, and we offer no money down financing on new and used equipment. Excavators, forklifts, dozers, tractors, cranes, plows, and more. If it's essential to your business, I will help you get the money you need. It's faster and easier than asking your banker. Call me, Dylan Cohen, at 602-834-7353. That's 602-834-7353. Or visit moneyradio.com and click on Finance with Dylan.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
And we're the Weekend Warriors.
Ralph, I think we should change the name of our show.
To what?
Let's call it 30 Years Sports Talk Interview Fun Time.
What kind of name is that?
Well, we've been friends for over 30 years.
Yeah.
We talk about sports.
Sure.
We interview personalities from the Arizona sports scene.
Okay.
And we have fun.
Dude, are you done?
For now, yes.
Look, Neil, all this is true, but let's just stick to our regular name.
Okay, Ralph, but I think my name is better.
Anyways, it's the Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Wiggy My Piggy says, call her what she's been for the last 15 minutes. Call her boy toy.
She's not dead. What? No, she hasn't been.
What are you
It's just
talking about?
been a bunch of
a-holes
just throwing out sexually suggestive names does not make the other person a boy toy. That's not how that works.
This is not helping us grow our female audience, everybody.
It's actually shrinking it actively. I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
Just we have a negative female audience now. Thanks. Appreciate it.
They always end up negative anyway.
Oh my God.
Why are you so I don't understand?
Well, if she asked us to choose her name, I think we all agree Monkey Puncher, right? I think that's where the show ended up.
That's where what I liked, and I think it seemed like you liked it as well. So we can get Randy's take on things now that he's back.
Just verify you're still here, Ashley. Then we'll give you the name Monkey Puncher. Outside of that, everyone else, shame on you. Shame on all of you.
Shame on each and all of you.
All right, let's talk some more NBA. Oh, hold on. Here she is. All of those suggested names are horrible and some downright offensive. Moist One, not even if I was drunk. High on Quaaludes and desperate, would I go out with you? I think I've listened to this show for too long.
Oh, jeez. Oh, so you're like genuinely okay. Well, at least you know enough to avoid Moist One. So like we're already we're cooking with fire.
You're ahead of the game here. You're avoiding him.
The Moist One house parties never go.
Is that a no to Monkey Puncher? Because that's not. I feel like that's unisex. Lost Toby says, "What did I do?" Well, you didn't do anything. You didn't. you didn't text in until just now. I wasn't talking about you, Lost Toby. So Ashley, if Monkey Puncher is no good, you're going to have to tell us more about yourself so we can come up with something.
How about the champagne of texters?
Oh, I've never liked that one.
No,
never liked that one.
It's up to you, Ashley. I tried to omit all the bad stuff. She could be called the triple threat.
Sure.
What about the triple threat?
She says Monkey Puncher is perfectly fine. She says actually that was the only agreeable one.
It sounds like she's conceding that one more than she actually.
It's a
wants.
good one.
But it is a good one.
It's a good one.
Just saying.
Monkey Puncher's a good one. Triple Threat's a good one, I think. She could be known as the GM.
Are there any women GMs?
Sure, why not?
I mean, yeah.
Well, Kim Ang with she was she president?
That's right.
Baseball operations.
Was it, what team was that?
That was the Marlins, I believe. And then I think she's with another team now. She's can't remember where she's at now. Kim Ang. Yeah.
She's okay with Monkey Puncher. That's pretty good.
Right. Whatever you think, Ashley. You let us know. Do you have a cat? We could call you Cat Hair.
Why do you gotta? No, you don't want to do that. Because then she starts like everybody's like, oh, she's the cat lady, and that's like offensive to women.
I didn't say she had a dozen cats. I just asked her simply if she had a cat.
If you have one, you have a dozen. You know what I'm saying?
That's not how that works at all.
That's how it works. There's more than one cat in your house too. So don't tell me I'm wrong.
That's how I know you're wrong. Because
there were three.
You noticed that there are more.
There were three when I
you notice when you have more cats.
With Miss Kim, and one by one, I've taken them all down. I just hope she's not listening.
Well, she's Monkey Puncher until she tells me she doesn't want to be.
All right, Mulligan.
I
that's
like
another
Monkey
one.
Puncher.
Okay.
I wonder if she still likes us.
I don't think so.
Well, she's been listening to a while and then listening for a while and then decided to actually text in. So I sure.
Well, then that's really on her, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, like if you there's a level of nonsense that you've got to put up with, and you decided to do that anyway.
Do what?
Which
what did I do?
Thank you for doing that. I guess.
I mean, listen,
the
ones that I gave off the list here were clean compared to some of these things.
I am blameless.
The ones that Randy was suggesting were more incidentally wrong because those names have been around forever. And nobody chose them, which is
Wiccan Coven Book Club. We could call her that.
She's already chosen Monkey Puncher.
So there we have it.
She says, I'm more of a dog person. I got 2 golden retrievers.
Oh, good dogs.
Yeah. Very good dogs.
Let's see.
We don't have to give her any more suggestions, Randy. She likes Monkey Puncture. Puncture.
Like acupuncture, but with monkeys doing it.
My mouth not working.
All right.
Okay, I'm not reading that moist one. I'm not reading that. I don't know what that means, Wiggy my piggy, so I'm not reading that. CK says Swifty Ash. Swifty Ash? Monkey Puncher's way better. I'm not going to tell her how to live her life.
But it just seems like she's already agreed. So what are we doing?
So apparently, some of the other things that I've laid out here for her, she did not want to take those.
No.
Okay. Then I will leave it. I am now putting the list away.
Probably just get rid of champagne texters. I hate that one.
I've already done that. Yeah. Since you hate that, I've already
because I know that's the champagne of beers reference. The Tom says, have a great week, guys. I'm off to see Joe Jackson at the Celebrity Theater, and then I'm off for vacation. Good for you, man. Good for you. Go get some. Joe Jackson. That sounds like a fun concert. I wish I was going to Joe Jackson. Speaking of Jackson, Wiggy my piggy says his was about Michael Jackson. How? I don't get it. Monkey Puncher says, I think Baby Puncher is funnier. Oh, see.
Wow.
I do too. I think
oh boy.
But I don't maybe it's better we just stick with Monkey Puncher.
I agree.
Baby Puncher is pretty good though. Oh, tempted. Yeah, she says I'm sold. Okay, cool. Well, at least you're still here, which is really surprising. Welcome to the show, Monkey Puncher. Wiggy my piggy says it's from the song Pretty Young Thing. PYT. Pretty Young Thing.
Yeah, PYT, Pretty Young Thing.
Oh, okay.
I want to love you. PYT, pretty young thing. You remember
Piggy, my
that song?
piggy, I apologize. I just figured it'd be something dirty.
Well, okay, given the listening audience of this show for the most part, and how they just demonstrated this, I think that you're right to be suspicious of the fourth dimension on matters like this. It's not personal. It's just sometimes you just got to be careful.
I probably let way more of those names go through than I should have to. Cool Hand Brandon says maybe Gunpowder Milkshake if Monkey Puncher didn't work. Oh yeah, I saw that movie. What a great movie. I don't know.
Gunpowder Milkshake?
Oh yeah, the girl from the Guardians of the Galaxy is there where she's got hair and it's a shoot 'em up movie, kind of like I don't even know what to tell you. It's okay. It's not great. It was okay. Monkey Puncher says, thanks for having me. You're not as scary as I thought. Being a Yankees fan and listening to the show is not easy.
Well, that's true.
We
Monkey Puncher, I
do
don't
laugh
hate
at
you.
them a lot.
Yeah.
I hate the Yankees. I absolutely hate your team. I don't hate the players on the team once they leave the Yankees. But I hate the Yankees. I do not hate you. I don't hate the Cardinals. In fact, if you're new to the show, wait till you hear Randy when he does his picks for the Arizona Cardinals. That's
me and
that's
you,
epic.
Monkey Puncher. There's a few of us out there. We're a small but mighty bunch of Cardinal fans on this program.
Mm-hmm. So I'm just curious. How long have you been listening? I am curious about that. Can we talk? We have been trying to for a half an hour, maybe longer, to try to get to talk to some NBA here.
Well, we just talked about the draft.
We did talk about the draft,
yeah. Before we got sidetracked with Ashley's nickname. So
we talk about Cleveland Cavaliers hiring Kenny Atkinson as coach because I guess they want to get these guys on the Atkins diet. So they're looking to lose some weight, I guess. They brought in he's a Golden State Warriors assistant, and now he's their coach. And he has more experience than JJ Redick coaching.
Yeah, I think they showed it on the ESPN. JJ Redick's coaching experience. Last year, he was a volunteer fourth grade girls basketball coach. And now he's the coach of the Los Angeles Lakers.
Oh, they did him dirty on the ESPN.
Yeah, which I know they're doing because he used to work there and they're just ribbing him a little bit. But still, it's funny.
That ain't right. It's like, well, he's got the job now, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Holy moly. All right. So what do you know about Kenny Atkinson other than what we know, that he was an assistant for the Warriors? Did he play?
Well, we know that he's a proponent of the Atkins diet.
Yeah. He's older. He's 57.
Yeah.
He's been a head coach before.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he coached the Nets for 4 seasons.
Oh, there, I see it now. He's 118 and 190 in 3 seasons.
Those were not good teams.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can necessarily put all of that on him. The 2016 Nets were a disaster before any human being showed up. I think that was just one of those situations. You do the best that you could. They got better every year that he was there, and then they completely fell apart in his last season. And a lot of that was we're blowing up the team so we can go get Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving.
Can I just say something right now?
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Atkinson is a filthy traitor.
Excuse me?
He is in Paris right now where he's going to serve as assistant coach for the French national team.
Oh.
Is he even French? What the hell is he doing?
I don't know if he's French. I don't think he is.
Well, what is that all about?
A lot of he was born in Huntington, New York.
What the actual bleep,
but a lot of teams do it. Team USA Soccer has done it. Hired guys from other countries to coach this team.
No, you don't do this if you're American.
Cue the text from Pierre.
You don't help the other team, whether they're
more coaching
French
experience,
or Canadian, or if they're
French Canadian,
Guatemalan. You don't help the other team.
I don't know, man. That's about as American as it gets. They paid me, man. That's they paid him.
No, I mean, that's fine. Go get some money, no problem. But it just doesn't feel right. If we're going in the Olympics, let the French people handle their French players. Let the American people handle their American players, and then you don't go across lines and help out.
Jeffrey, let me try to explain this here. Where would your wife? Where would she most love to go? I know Miss Kim would love to go to Italy.
Most places I'm not.
Okay. But that's untrue. But wait, does she have like a dream that she would like to go visit some country?
She wants to travel quite a bit, all kinds of places.
All right.
Why?
So what have you heard her say as far as a country that she'd like to go to?
She'd like to go back to Spain.
All right. So let's say the Olympics are in Spain and somebody called you on the phone and said, "Hey, can you hello, Mr. Jeffrey, you
Click.
come over to us." What?
Yeah, I've already hung up.
Why?
He heard a French accent.
Yeah, I'm just not going to listen to this. No, I don't have time for that. They're going to try to sleep with my wife. So I'm hanging up immediately.
Okay. All right. I see what you're saying. All right. So maybe Sergio calls you and says, "Jeffrey, you come and help us with our
Click.
golf team." What?
I don't
Why-
have to listen to him tell me
Wait.
about how he won the Masters all the time. I'm already hanging up.
Antonio Banderas here, and I would like
Click.
to.
He's definitely going to try to sleep with my wife.
Why? He's Antonio Banderas.
Just saying. I feel like that's what he does.
What about it? Okay, it's his goofy brother, and he calls you and asks you to help him.
Well, that's Larry
over-
Banderas.
Yeah,
Jays.
Jays, and he would
Click.
like for you.
Nah, he's just an idiot, so I'm not going to talk to him.
The point I'm trying to get
I
to
don't
is
answer the phone much, Randy.
this guy has got a free trip for him and probably his wife and family
Where
to
do you
go
see
to
in the
Paris.
paperwork that his wife and family get to go with him?
See what I'm saying?
No, I
And
don't.
He and his wife and family get to go to Paris, and she's probably a big fan of going to Paris. For some reason, chicks like to go to Paris. Not my lady. My lady wants to go to Italy. You know, there's wine there in Italy, and there's great food in Italy, and there's sports cars. You know what I'm saying? But in Paris, they just have that moldy cheese and stuff, and they have wine there too. But
I'm just glad he's not our coach because he's a traitor.
Well,
I
okay
see,
then.
I see your point. I'll just go back
a
to
job.
sleep here.
Yeah,
Just-
and I
just trying to help.
I was picking
Trying
up
to
what
help.
Randy was putting down there. But
Trying to.
I
help
understand
you,
what
too.
you're saying, but tell you what, this is the United States of damn America.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
we stand beside her and guide her, all
Yeah,
those things.
yeah.
And, if I'm sitting there and I'm watching a game and then all of a sudden
Yeah,
I see Miss
yeah.
Kim sitting on the bench for the Italians, I'm going to be very, very disappointed.
I see.
Very disappointed.
I see.
And so I just feel like that, there's not a whole lot that keeps us Americans together. We're divided as a country as it is.
It
We
is
don't
true.
need to be sending our assistants and our other personnel to help with the basketball teams of the countries that are trying to beat us.
I
We got to
see.
go for the gold. We got to show America our dominance once again in the game of basketball.
And you feel like this guy has betrayed America.
Yes, absolutely right.
And all that's right about America.
No reason he needs to be an assistant for the Frenchy French. There's no reason for it. It's disappointing. I can't support this.
This
So I'm
message-
glad he's the Cleveland Cavaliers head coach and not the Phoenix Suns head coach, for damn sure. Especially after I saw how crap his record is as a coach.
Oh, well, that's true. Yeah. Well, maybe that's
sometimes
the plan.
And
maybe.
I think that I don't know that that's fair because that was that like aging. If I remembering
It was
correctly,
a lot of years, Keon.
That
A lot
was
of years
that
ago.
was an aging Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett. That was when the Nets made the worst trade to try and get a bunch of the after fumes of what the Celtics did winning their title.
After fumes.
And they just weren't able to capitalize on that. And the result was they constructed a monstrosity of a team that nobody was winning with. So I don't know if I can put all of that on Kenny Atkinson. And that was his first attempt at being a head
Hashtag
coach.
dead to me.
I'm just saying if you have a problem with him coaching the French national team, that's one thing. But I don't think that his record proves he's
You know
a
what?
bad coach.
I take it back. I'm glad he's going to help the French team because he's bad at his job. So I'm fine with it.
I don't think that that's true, but that's neither here nor
Pierre
there.
he says
Is
that,
incensed, I imagine.
No, actually, he's
no.
He says, "Oh, Jeffrey, I would never sleep with your wife. I have so much respect for you, Randy, and Keon. But if I ever meet this Pippi, I'll be there."
It's unnecessary. And
He also says,
line crossing.
Jeffrey, your patriotism is admirable. You'll give me the impression that Julian Assange is getting his freedom in your great country.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. Slim Pickens hat says Golden Girl would have been appropriate. I don't think she's 75. Slim Pickens hat. I mean, I could be wrong. Eventually, somebody named Ashley will be 75. You know what I mean? Some of these names don't age out, do they? Can you?
No, I mean,
here's my
that's an
88-year-old
evergreen
grandmother, Ashley. What? No, that seems like a newer name.
Okay, well, A, she was asking if Dylan Cohen was available.
Mm-hmm.
B, she turned Moist One down.
Yeah, she's smart.
So she's smart. And C, she's got a working vajayjay.
Well, I just wish we didn't.
75.
I think she was just trying to drop the joke hammer on that one.
Mentioned that every segment that it's come up, and I
75.
She was the one who brought it up, Keon.
The first time.
It wasn't me.
She didn't bring it up the second time. She didn't bring it up just now.
Yeah, but she took the seal off it. I can't stop it.
I didn't say anything terrible. I said nothing terrible.
Yeah. You just repeated what she said.
Exactly.
And that I said uncomfortably. I wish that we
done nothing wrong here.
I feel like I agree. I've done nothing wrong either.
Perhaps we should take a break.
Keon might have some things to answer for, but that's how it goes. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at getethos.com. That's getethos.com.
Everybody's got a podcast these days. Comedy, politics, true crime, you name it. But how many actually teach you anything useful? Harman Solar has an entertaining podcast that is vital if you've been thinking about looking into solar, but you don't know where to start. Ralph and Ben explore the intricacies of utilities, equipment, processes, and more. Their primary objective is to educate and empower you to make informed decisions on your solar journey. So increase your knowledge, not your bills. Go check it out right now. It's the Harman Solar Podcast at harmansolar.com.
Is that your new Nissan Rogue?
Yeah, crazy story. So I'm at the Nissan Thrill of Summer sales event when Dave, the sales guy, asks, want to test drive the Rogue? And I'm like, let's go. We're driving when Dave says, check out the VC turbo engine. I hit the gas and whoosh. I'm like, okay, I wasn't expecting that. Dave goes, if you think that's cool, watch this. Dave shows me the miles per gallon and I'm like, whoa, that's pretty impressive fuel economy. Dave mentions, these new cars are going fast. And in that moment, I had to have that Rogue. Crazy, right?
Wait till you hear how I got my Sentra.
Now Nissan offers 6 vehicles starting under $30,000 MSRP. Shop the Nissan sales event. Visit your local Nissan store and nissanusa.com today. 2024 EPA fuel economy estimates from 28 city, 34 highway to 30 city, 37 highway for 2024 Nissan Rogue. Actual mileage may vary. Nissan Altima, Kicks, Leaf, Rogue, Sentra, and Versa. All prices are manufacturer's suggested retail price. MSRP excludes destination and handling charges, tax, title, license, and options. Dealer sets actual prices.
Before you fly, take a trip to your local MVD office or authorized third-party provider with your required documents and get the new AZ Travel ID with the Gold Star for your new driver's license or ID. Starting May 2025, this new AZ Travel ID gets you through TSA security checkpoints. It's quick and easy. Think of it as your license to fly. Learn how to get your new ID at aztravelid.com. Sponsored by ADOT in partnership with the Arizona Broadcasters Association and this station.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Download our free sports app and stay up with all the latest sports news, scores, highlights, and more. Or stream us live anywhere
at 1580thefanatic.com.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, Arizona's home for sports.
I guess Pierre knew what he was talking about there.
Really?
Julian Assange came to a plea deal today with the United States government. He's being granted his freedom now, getting time served, and he's going to be released. I'll be darned.
Well,
Monkey Puncher says, "Hey, I'm a big hockey fan.
Oh,
I'm a
what's the
sad
team?
Coyotes fan."
Oh, that's you are or she is?
She is. She says, "I'm a sad former Coyotes fan. I put a
Oh.
deposit for the Phoenix Roadrunners next season, but I just found out they won't play any games next season in Phoenix. They're staying in Tucson. I'm sad. I'm angry about all this news." Oh, I know. Me too. I was hoping the Roadrunners would come up and do some stuff. Nothing worse than having to go to Tucson. She says, "To be fair,
To be fair,
she says, I was more of a Yankees fan when Mark Teixeira
Mark Teixeira.
Teixeira was on the team. He was dreamy. Since moving to Phoenix, I have come to like the Diamondbacks too." Well, that's good. That's mighty big of you, especially since the Diamondbacks beat the Yankees in the World Series in 2001.
Yeah.
Might have been before your time. I don't know. 888-368-1580. So, hey, if anybody finds a ring, Jaylen Brown, he lost his ring.
Oh no.
Yeah, I
What
guess.
kind of a ring was it?
Well, it features a logo for his his personal brand. It's the word juice, but with a 7 instead of a J.
Ah.
And in the center, there's some diamonds. How the hell did you lose your ring? At a parade? Did it just fly off your finger? I mean, how are they? Everybody's look at Jason Kelsey lost his Super Bowl ring. I mean, I get it. He drinks a lot, and I'm sure that Jaylen Brown had a few that day. But why are your rings coming off your finger at a parade?
Well, I mean, all your hands are flying around. You're waving at people. It'd be easy.
Yeah, but
I would just not bring it.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, you got to show out, though. I guess it's a parade.
I guess, but you're on the bus or float or what have you. Like most of the people you're trying to impress are already impressed. You won a championship.
I mean, I don't see what the big deal is. Mr. Brown, just go out and buy a new one. You've got like,
well, I mean,
I
that
don't know,
one's got
$100 million or something.
Yeah, or
sentimental
maybe,
value, maybe.
Maybe it was his first one of that brand or whatever. Like I don't know.
Yeah, I think it's just sentimental. It's not his championship ring. I mean, they haven't got those yet. All I know is, I know how to lose things. I've
Yes.
lost things.
Yeah.
Don't know how you lose a ring unless it just flies off your finger, or I mean, I know that Jason Kelsey took his off and maybe left it with somebody. Like, even then, boy, I feel like I would just wear the fake Super Bowl ring when I go out. You know what I'm saying? And do these drunken things.
Yeah, just seems like that. To me, I know I've lost rings where, as I've been losing weight, the ring came off my finger and rolled away. But A, I noticed, and B, it just seems like if you lose your ring that way, you wouldn't. If you were a professional athlete, how would you lose your ring that way? You're not losing weight. You presumably are already in shape. So you're not really having your body change sizes, so you lose stuff like that. I don't know. I can't think of a good reason.
I haven't lost anything since 1994. At a concert, I had this really cool Paisley shirt. Now, I know it's in the 90s, okay? It's early 90s, and that was a badass shirt. Now, not so much. But, that was my favorite shirt, right? And but it was a little warm, and I had an undershirt, so I took off the Paisley shirt there, and I put it down in the seat. And then I had to go on stage, and I had to say a few things. And then I come back, and it's gone. Somebody stole my Paisley shirt. Never saw it again.
That's too bad.
Wow.
It was a concert in a church.
Yeah, it's too bad.
Somebody stole my favorite shirt from a seat in a church.
That's not good.
So after that, I never lost another thing ever. And I was drunk that day too. So, I don't care what these other guys say. I had to be. Well, if you find it, Jaylen Brown's looking for it. So, hey, I'll tell you what. Maybe Scotty Barnes can chip into the fund because he's got a lot more money now than he used to be. Toronto Raptors All-Star rookie Scotty Barnes. He has signed a 5-year maximum rookie extension. Could be $270 million.
That's a lot of bread right there, man.
It's the biggest money in Raptors history. Guarantees him $225 million. And will go up to the super maximum if he makes an all-star team. So all defensive team or even MVP stuff. So, so this guy is the future of the Toronto Raptors. And he's 22.
He is the world. He is the future.
He has won the lottery.
Yeah, and he's a really good player. So if they're hoping he becomes, one of the stars of the league, they kind of need him to. Their whole plan of how they've built their team kind of hinges on Scotty Barnes being that kind of player. But he's damn good. He was averaging 19 points a game last season, which is, for a guy being in year 3 of his career, not bad.
He is the first Raptors player with 1,000 points, 75 steals, 75 blocks in a season since Chris Bosh did back in 2004.
It's good company.
Wow.
That's good company. Rookie of the year winner.
And he's just
Scotty
wasting
Barnes.
away in Canada.
I mean, I don't know about wasting away. It's not like the Raptors have never put good teams together.
He's getting good exercise at practice, Randy. That's what I know.
I see. All right. Okay.
He's staying fit. Let's talk about the Diamondbacks for a second. They were doing pretty good there, winning series after series, and then they met the Phillies. They won the first game, and after that, they only put up 1 run in the second game and 1 run in the third game, and they basically got handled.
They ran into some superior pitching on the part of the Phillies. That's why the Phillies one of the best teams in baseball this year. Their pitching staff is pretty crazy. I mean, they can take games when their hitting is not working so well, but their hitting was just fine this weekend. So you see you kind of see where the team's at right now. We don't have any counter to their pitching staff. We've got to kind of shore up our pitching staff. We got to get healthy. We're not in that place right now. And unfortunately, the Diamondbacks ran into a couple of buzzsaws on Saturday and Sunday, and that's the way it goes. So hopefully they are recouped enough. And I think tomorrow night, what is it? The Twins. Are they with the Twins?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that'll be something, man. But that's too bad. I was really hoping, okay, we won the first game. We got throttled the second game. I was really hoping we'd make a showing in the third game, but alas, it wasn't to be.
So here we are, still sub 500. But
but we're still there. I mean, we're close. I just glanced the other day. I don't usually do this early in the season, but I just glanced. I mean, the Diamondbacks are in the 3rd wild card spot. So, I mean,
it doesn't matter right now.
Doesn't matter now, but whenever you start to feel bad about the Diamondbacks, I mean, take a look and see where they're at. I don't find there's any reason right now to complain about the Diamondbacks. Zach Gallen's supposed to be here. Erod is finally going to get on the hill, and we're finally going to get a look at him. We got to get Merrill Kelly back probably after the All-Star break. You never know what they're going to do at the draft deadline or at the trade deadline, which is coming up. You have to wait and see how Mike Hazen get together and how he can put together maybe bringing in a good arm from one of these other teams that might be selling at the trade deadline. I don't know what's going to happen, but I got to feel like the Diamondbacks have got to fix this pitching situation.
Well, maybe don't fix it with sticky stuff on your hand like Diaz. Okay, Edwin Diaz getting himself a 10-game suspension after he got ejected Sunday. Yeah. And I don't know if I printed it up, but you could see the stuff. This is probably not a great picture, but it's just like you see like the little boogers, the little sticky, like his entire hand. It looks like he badly peeled the glue off. Remember when you were a kid, you would just cover your hand with glue and peel it up? He's got stuff he is dead to rights. They got him dead to rights. Now, there's nothing in his belt. There's nothing on his clothes. It was only on his hand, but that's enough. You put the sticky stuff on in the dugout and thought maybe they weren't going to check. I mean, come on, man.
Well, he came in. It was a situation for him to shut down. They were playing the Cubs on Sunday night. Who was they were playing? I think it was the Cubs Sunday night.
Yeah, it was Cubs.
And you come into the game and they check your hand and your glove. You know that's going to happen. He tried to write it off as, well, that's sweat and rosin. No, it's not. No, I don't think so. Which I've had sweat and rosin on my hand before. It's a little sticky. It's a little grippy, but it's. I mean, according to the crew chief of that umpiring crew, that was not sweat and rosin. So, gonna have to pay the piper now.
He says, I use the same thing. I rub rosin, sweat, and I put my hand in the dirt a little bit so I can have some grip. He says, I was really surprised because I didn't have anything on my hand, my glove, or my belt. They're always checking everything. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
He's been having a rough go lately. And, well, I mean, I think we all understand why he felt like he needed a little advantage. Sure. He just happened to get caught. So, yep. So that's 10 games for him, 80 games for Orelvis Martinez from the Blue Jays, from the PEDs. We come back. It's a pretty funny excuse at least, that he has for using the PEDs. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Is reviewing life insurance on your to-do list? Now's the perfect time to add it. A friend recently told me that securing life insurance sooner rather than later can help you lock in lower rates for years to come. So I bumped this up on my list and got it done. I called SelectQuote and couldn't believe how easy and affordable life insurance is. I'm 40 and got a $500,000 policy for $16 a month. My husband's also 40, and his $500,000 policy was only $18 a month. Plus, with SelectQuote same-day coverage, there was no medical exam required, and we were covered by the time we hung up. Knowing I have this checked off my list feels amazing, but the peace of mind knowing my family is protected feels even better.
Call SelectQuote at 1-800-694-1010. That's 1-800-694-1010. Or go to SelectQuote.com to get your free quote today. 1-800-694-1010. Details on example rate at SelectQuote.com.
Hi, guys. Jeffrey O'Brien here. Have you ever gone to HarmonSolar.com? Well, you really need to, because everything you ever wanted to know about how solar power can save you big on your monthly electric bill is right there. It's online. Through your phone or through your computer, you can learn about tax credits, the equipment they use, look at how they do things for businesses as well as homeowners, see testimonials from happy customers, and I hear they got a pretty good podcast too. Check it out. Go to HarmonSolar.com. That's HarmonSolar.com.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with the surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K257CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
Quiet, people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
everybody. It's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harman Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And Monkey Puncher got me in trouble with my mom. Uh-oh. I didn't know she was listening.
She says, wow, what a topic of conversation. I'm with Keon. Enough already. I'm like, well, enough of what? You have to be more specific. I don't know what we were saying when you sent that text. And she says, the word vagina. Ew. I said, it was a gal that said it. I said, she felt it necessary to inform us it was also a working one. Not sure why. And she says, I've listened for the whole show. Monkey Puncher is perfect. Remember the old standby with your kids? If she jumped off a bridge, just because she did it, didn't mean you should. I said, Mom, I'm here to give women a voice. She's like, oh, actually, you have. Oh, she says, thank you.
Sorry, Mrs. O'Brien.
Great. Now I'm in trouble with my mom. Although I think I've distracted her enough with that whole, I'm giving women a voice.
Yeah, well.
Mr. Wilbur says, maybe Jesus stole your T-shirt and you'll get it back in due time. You think I'll get my Paisley shirt back at the end?
Don't think Jesus was a Paisley guy.
I think it'd be a killer thing if, like, I show up there and Jesus is wearing it. And I'm like, do I mention it or if I get in, then I might mention it or say, can I just get one too? Because I missed that, or just never mention it.
I don't think you'll even have to. I think he'll just hand it to you.
No, I think it'd be funnier if he just kind of like smiled, like, I dare you to say something. Are you coveting the shirt on my back? Oh, no. I don't need that smoke. Beer Bob says, I lost a ring at the airport on our honeymoon. The ring. After going through security, it fell out of my hand and rolled down an elevator shaft. Thank God that it wasn't my wedding ring. It was just a cheap backup I had for the trip. See, that's smart, Beer Bob. That's what I'm talking about. You wear a backup. What do you get robbed? Traveling abroad? Don't use don't wear the expensive stuff.
Does his wife know?
What? That he lost the ring?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just the backups. I'm sure.
Okay.
I'm sure she did. She's probably like, see, that's why my husband's smart. He had a backup. Okay. Monkey Puncher says, I remember the 2001 World Series very well. I was a senior at William Taft High School when 9/11 and the 2001 World Series was going on. Tough couple of months for us New Yorkers.
Wow.
Yeah. It was a great month for us when we beat you in the World Series, though. It really lifted our spirits here.
Can't say anything for you guys.
Yeah. You guys were used to tragedy, so it's all right. Anyway.
Why should we all be sad,
So before we took the break at the top of the hour, we were talking about how Blue Jays, or am I saying his name right? Or Elvis Martinez got suspended 80 games, testing positive for PEDs. And he says it was a fertility treatment. He says clomiphene is a drug that's used as a fertility medicine in some women who are unable to become pregnant. And at first I thought, you're not a woman. But then I looked up that drug, and sometimes in rare instances, they'll give it to a guy, seeing if it motivates his swimmers. I guess I don't understand why the female fertility treatment would be given to a guy, except for I think it does more than make the thing swim better. Because Manny Ramirez, I think he got busted with this. That's what he got busted with. Other players have been busted with that as well. So I guess they say, well, it's a fertility thing, but it does other. I don't know what it does for you, why you would take it on purpose. Yeah, I don't know. Does it make your muscle bigger? You run faster? I don't know what this drug does. But 80-game ban. Sticky stuff on the hand got you 10 games. That was him cheating, trying to doctor up the ball. Or Elvis Martinez trying to doctor up different balls. Gets 80 games. Which is
Look,
worse, trying to cheat with the actual ball or trying to, I don't know.
I just am not
Roids.
a proponent of the steroids. I'm sorry. Trying to put a little tack on your finger to get a higher spin rate out of a baseball is one thing.
Dude was coated with it.
Well, I don't care if he
It's
was
not a
coated
little.
with it. I'm just telling you, trying to make the ball spin faster is one thing, but trying to enhance your body and to make yourself a stronger, faster. I just don't appreciate it.
The
And the
thing
second
is-
thing is, these guys all know what's on the ban list, and if they don't know what's on the ban list, call the team doctor
Right.
and or the trainer and find out if this medication is
Sure.
on the ban. That should be
Yeah,
the
if your
first
doctor
thing out of his
says,
mouth.
we're going to inject you with some stuff that will help your swimmers or whatever your situation is to try to help your wife there have a baby, the first thing you do is make sure you're allowed to have it. Also, correct me if I'm wrong, the whole Manny Ramirez thing, pretty public, right?
Yes.
That was pretty well known. Some other players too. So you'd
Well,
have to know that there are some fertility type things, even if you didn't know the name of clomiphene, that was going to be one. You would have to know that some are doing it and be like, ooh, well, I should check and make sure that one's okay.
I'm still trying to figure out what it does because it's not a steroid. It's very specifically
Exactly.
not that.
So
So
why is it banned and what does it do for you? What benefit would you get from it is what I've been struggling with. I did see a thing where sometimes in rare circumstances, it's given to men. I did verify that, even though Monkey Puncher says that's for women who are having fertility issues. I know because I have had to take it. Men should never have to take that. I did look it up.
Yeah, I mean it's a World Anti-Doping Agency prohibited drug, but it's not telling me exactly what
why?
it does.
Here's what it says. It says once the urologist has eliminated anatomic cause for the problem, we can treat men with the Clomid for the same. It's the same drug that they give for women who are not ovulating. So I don't know what it does.
It seems like it has a bunch of
here it
side
is.
effects and stuff, but
Here's what I think it is. Taking Clomid can lead to an increase in testosterone and sperm count. So the increase in testosterone helps you on the baseball field? I
Sure.
guess. But couldn't you just take some testosterone? I don't know that's
that's-
banned, is it?
yeah, I mean, I
think
well,
it
the
is.
testosterone
Is it?
you'd have to be cleared for whatever treatments are, you'd have to be cleared on the front end of that is what I'm trying to say. But it only boosts your testosterone because it also boosts your estrogen and your body's trying to keep things balanced. So like, what's the advantage if your estrogen also goes
There
up?
must be something because
I'm
they
not
wouldn't
trying-
do this otherwise.
Yeah, I know.
Manny
it's just-
Ramirez probably was not trying to have a baby.
And there's so many serious health risks associated with it. I'm wondering if the health risks are why it's banned. But I don't know.
Look,
Well-
the bottom line is it's on the ban list,
And
you don't take it.
or Elvis
Yeah,
Martinez
I
will
just-
not be back until the end of the season.
But
How's that?
I can't understand a world where you say to your doctor, hey, look, I just need to be 100% clear. Is this a steroid? Am I going to get in trouble for taking this? And the doctor looks at it and goes, no, that's not a steroid. And that doesn't go through the ingredients. I don't know.
That's the thing, though, Keon.
it's-
They
you're-
have access. You don't ask, is this a steroid? You say, is
Yeah.
this on the banned list? And you contact your team's doctor and you say, hey, they want to give me a prescription for this. Can I take this? And they would have said no because they would have seen it on the list.
Yeah. No, I get that. I'm just trying to.
So it doesn't matter what the doctor prescribes. It's you've got to do your due diligence to make sure you're not getting in trouble for these things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm just
Take
saying
responsibility.
if I'm trying to, figure out if it was an honest mistake or not, how does that happen? It's what I'm trying to think through a little bit. But
Well, there has to be some sort of a really good athletic benefit to it because of all the other players who have tested positive for this thing. So it's like one of those things people are like, hey, it'll really help you,
yeah, or they might think that it does, even if it doesn't. And so you're like, okay, well, there's a bunch of health risks associated with this thing. So let's just tell everybody no. so you can endanger fewer people who might walk around thinking this gives them an edge, and it doesn't give them anything except danger.
You know, or Elvis is really messing with nature, because what if he ends up pregnant? He's like, I don't know how this happened. Well, you were taking the oh, geez, no. Can you imagine a pregnant pitcher out there?
No.
That'd be the most
No,
awkward
I
looking windup
cannot,
you've ever
yeah.
seen.
No, I can't. No.
Can't imagine that, but can you imagine this? I couldn't imagine it, but now here we are. Headline: Rockies win on unprecedented walk-off pitch clock violation. There is a pitch clock violation which caused somebody on, I guess, a 3 count on the balls. They gave him the ball for the pitch count violation, and the batter walked to first, and the guy on third walked in home, and it was the end of the game.
Oh, man.
That's the funniest thing I've ever seen. And guess who they beat? The Washington Nationals to do it, 8-7 on Saturday. Closer Kyle Finnegan was a second or two late throwing the ball to, Rockies third baseman Ryan McMahon on a full count, bases loaded, game tied. And there you go. Bases loaded, game tied. Just dilly-dallied a little longer. You should.
Yeah, that's
With a
not
clock, there's probably, you could see a clock, right?
Yeah.
Should have seen it.
There's generally in every ballpark a clock behind the plate. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No excuses on that one.
By the way,
you
he
know you've got to
has
throw that pitch.
already had a league-leading 8 pitch clock violations this season.
Oh my God!
So I just think, so he's one of those guys that could not adjust to the clock. They introduced the clock,
Mm-hmm.
and this man has his whole routine that he goes through for his pitching motion, and he's not going to change it. It's just plain and simple. You might be timing me. I have to do this.
And
Now
not
if-
only
and now-
did this guy blow the game, he also helped a Rockies comeback. Nationals had this game. You had 7-5, and is top of the 8th inning. And this Finnegan fella
It happens, man. That's just
on a
You-
pitch
yeah.
clock violation, though. Oh
you
my
hate to see
God!
the game in that way, where it's just an actual play did not end the game.
When everyone else goes to the locker room, you might want to stay in the dugout. Just sit there for a while.
Let everybody go home 1st.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's just the worst thing I ever heard. Okay, it's not the worst thing I ever heard,
Yeah.
but that's bad.
I hope he learns from it, but I don't know.
Well, if he's had 8 already this season,
Then
he has not learned.
But if the one that costs you a game specifically,
Well, somebody needs to let the air out of his ego a little bit and make him speed up. That's
Maybe
probably
that'll
it.
do it, because he'd had a pretty good season. He's been having a pretty good season right up to that moment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, if he's had 8 pitch clock violations this year, I don't know.
what I'm
gotta
saying
tell you,
is
I don't
he's
know
got
what
a
else- I don't know what gets
1.72
through.
ERA, so maybe he thinks that his pitching is
What-
so good that if he has a couple of pitch clock violations, whatever. But this one cost you the game.
It was nothing. And maybe, the umpires are being a little too nice and saying, hey, look, you're cutting it a little bit close. And you can get warned and get away with a couple of them. But that doesn't mean that they're going to let you get away with all of them. And eventually they're going to call it. I mean, it's pretty
warned.
cut and dry. Like, I don't know.
Wow.
It's one of those I saw it and I was like, I can't even really be mad.
If I'm the manager, I bring him in my office and just undress him right there. I
Mhm.
mean, just melt him down.
Mhm.
If we lose the wild card spot by 1 game, guess who I'm going to blame today?
Is it
Guess
really
who it is?
undress or is it dressed down?
I would undress him. I would burn his clothes off. Are you kidding me? It'd be like dragon fire.
I feel like HR is going to be against you undressing him.
Hmm.
I mean, they leave the office door open.
No, I wouldn't have to. You could hear everything I'm saying.
I feel like you wouldn't be allowed to have a door if you're undressing people.
No, probably not, because I would have ripped it off after this incident.
Or before, just depending on how long he took
And then
to
I
get to
would have
the
gone
office.
out. Kyle, you got a minute? Step into my office, will you? And then just dragon fire him, just undress him right there.
Cheesehead Bill, who has offered a bet to Keon,
Mm-hmm.
saying if the team he picks to win, the Stanley Cup wins, he'll get him a new bumper for his car because Keon's bumper done fell off. He says that
away.
He said, "Don't really bet," but he says, "I think this sounds fun. I'm totally in. If Keon's good with it, I'll zell him the money if he wins. Cheers and good luck." So it sounds like there's no
all right.
There's no
except for
stipulation.
I've got to buy him a beer if I'm wrong.
Right.
At the next remote, which
beer versus bumper, not bad.
But yeah.
And he's not even
roll.
putting up a team. Cheesehead Bill's just like,
say,
all right.
whoever I pick, and I pick Edmonton because I picked Edmonton every game this series and every game the last series. For what reason? I just like Connor McDavid. Okay, he's a fun guy to watch play hockey. That's it. I have no other reasons. Zero.
There you go, Cheesehead Bill. I guess now Keon really has a reason to watch.
About to be the biggest Edmonton fan south of the Canadian border.
Oily Stool is happy. He says, "Welcome to Rob Manfred's Major League Baseball. You got games being decided by pitch clock violation, but no automatic strike zones at the major league level, huh?"
I know. It's ridiculous.
It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. I don't want to be the person complaining about it since it's my guy that went ahead and decided that pitch clocks were merely a suggestion instead of a rule that they've been harping on for the last couple of seasons. So here we are.
All right, listen. Okay, we've boy, this show's gone fast, hasn't it? I feel like we haven't really talked about much.
I feel that every day. I have fun, but what are we talking about sometimes?
Did you hear that, Randy?
I don't know.
That dig right there?
It's not a dig. It's not a dig.
Everything was done for him.
I know.
There was no dig. There was
him a
no
bumper?
dig.
I know.
Well, you're okay. Now hold on. You're not going to take credit for that.
Help
That's
him
not.
get his car fixed. To get his air
You
conditioning.
didn't.
I'm bringing a can of Freon.
I know.
Which I
You're not even
appreciate.
charging him. I mean,
Baker's
you know how
Cocky
much
Hens.
it costs to charge the Freon? No, to charge the AC?
That's like $100 can.
I know.
Just saying.
I'm not gonna
Baker's
use the whole
Cocky
can,
Hens.
I said I'm not going to require the whole can. I don't.
If you do, you do. You don't, you don't.
All right. Well, appreciate it.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Nothing like a game 7, especially in hockey. I think McDavid cements himself tonight. Oilers by 2 goals or more."
I mean, there's no way that he's not an instant legend if they pull off this comeback.
Hurry Harry says, "Just a question." Okay, we'll ask it. Oily Stool says, "Pitter patter, gentlemen. Get on with it." Get on with what? What are you talking about?
Not sure what you mean.
Oily Stool's like, "I want to hear more commercials." Okay, we'll do that. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
The NBA draft will take place on Wednesday night. The Atlanta Hawks have the #1 overall pick. They'll be followed by the Washington Wizards, Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, and the Detroit Pistons to round out the top 5. Zachary Riochet of France is projected to be the #1 overall pick. He is -240 to go #1. UConn's Donovan Clingan is +230 to be the top overall pick. France's Alexander Sarr is +340 to be selected #1. Reed Shepard of Kentucky +7,500. The NBA draft consists of 2 rounds. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
When you get nachos, tacos, empanadas, spicy queso with jalapenos, Pepto-Bismol's there. Pepto-Bismol provides fast, effective relief from nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. All the things that can happen unexpectedly on vacation. So before you travel, pack the Pepto. Pepto-Bismol.
When you have nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, diarrhea.
Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
Summer's just getting started, so fill your cooler with the smooth and refreshing taste of Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. It tastes like real iced tea because it's made with real brewed tea. And with a 5% kick of alcohol, Twisted Tea is perfect for the beach, the lake, or wherever you're hanging out and day drinking with your friends. Look for the bright yellow cans. Twisted Tea Hard Iced Tea. Keep it twisted.
Twisted Tea Brewing Company, Cincinnati, Ohio. Please drink responsibly.
Hi, I'm State School Superintendent Tom Horn. Arizona has a shortage of teachers and a need to improve students' proficiency in reading and math. We need to increase teachers' income, which they deserve, and to increase students' proficiency, which is my highest priority. I'm therefore providing $40 million for free one-on-one tutoring for all students, first grade through high school, regardless of proficiency level. Learn more today at azed.gov.
Sponsored by the Arizona Department of Education.
Hey, everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends at the Lund Mortgage Team. Did you know that the Lund Mortgage Team was founded back in 1999? That's right. They're celebrating 25 years in existence this year. And you know what you have to do to stay in business that long? You have to be good at what you do. And the Lund Mortgage Team is not just good, they are great. They have helped thousands of people save thousands of dollars over those 25 years here in the Valley of the Sun. They only lend in Arizona. And they're mortgage brokers, which means they can shop your rate around. They're not tied to just one set of rates. Mortgage rates can get crazy. They can get high. They can get low. There's good times to strike and there's times to stay on the sideline. Let the Lund Mortgage Team be your coach, be your team leader when it comes to these huge decisions. Call 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940, or you can always check them out at lundmortgage.com. Great website with all the tools you need. Call them today. They're my great friends, and you'll love them. It's the Lund Mortgage Team.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Of course, I know a Letterkenny reference, Oily Stool, but you say pitter patter, gentlemen, let's get on with it. It's supposed to be pitter patter, let's get at her. Then I know you're just talking about just nothing in general. It seemed like you were being very specific. And he says, I am talking about something specific, talking about my Oilers. Let's win this thing. Game starts now. By the way, game is on. Do we have any update on that?
Sweet. Well, okay. The computer decided to.
New Hampshire's not playing, though.
Rebel against me. So
it's 0-0, and I think it just now started, actually. How many? Hold on here. Yeah. It's. I know that. I'm saying the start of the first period is right now. It's at the 20-minute mark, so they haven't even.
Start of the first period right
I
now.
Just kind of said that out loud with my mouth.
Yeah, I saw the time said it started at 5, but I'm guessing that that half hour pregame baked in.
I don't think they've even. Yeah, they haven't even started yet. So, yes, hurry, Harry. I'm not going to say that. My mom's listening. I don't want to get any more trouble. I don't want any more heat. You know, nobody wants their mom yelling at them.
No.
Man, speaking of getting yelled at, you're out there, you're trying to golf, right? You're trying to golf in your tournament. You're trying to do your thing. You're trying to concentrate. I think sometimes these golfers are a little too precious about stuff. Like, who was it was screaming about the drones this weekend? Oh, my God. One of these golfers, one of the famous guys, was like, these damn drones up here making, you know what I'm saying? And like, okay, I guess so. But
John Rahm, I think.
John Rahm, that's right. Yeah, okay. I mean, let's not get too precious about these things, but a bunch of protesters running out onto the green, that's probably too much. Now I can understand. And then you've got we got a guy, Bahitia, says, oh, I was scared for my life. I didn't know what was happening. There was just a bunch of protesters ran out there and started spraying the stuff.
Yeah, they
smoke
ran,
bombs.
Yeah, they ran out there, and it was ridiculous. It was stupid.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be really afraid of climate change protesters.
No, but I mean, if
A lot of
if you think
vegans in
about
that
it,
group, I think.
but he is sort of a slight gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
He's not big like some of the other guys.
He's probably as easily
slight.
frightened then.
He's a slight gentleman.
But Scotty Scheffler and Tom Kim and Batia were there getting ready to get their finishing up their rounds, and these guys
Yes.
came running, and they had T-shirts that said "No golf on a dead planet." You realize that you are protesting people who do not care. Most people who watch golf, most people who they don't care about your Earth. They don't care about whether or not you think it's a dead planet or not. You're talking to the wrong people. Because anybody watching golf goes, I'm going to get a drink. Yeah, they don't care.
Well,
as soon as they
If you're
clean you off the
protesting,
green,
you're not supposed to protest to people who agree with you already. They already agree with you.
people who like golf actively do not care.
Yeah.
They
I
actively
understand
do
that.
not care about the environment.
But those
they
are the
began
people you
booing
got to
him
try to
right
reach.
away,
I think
so.
if that's your agenda, the
Oh,
people who don't care, if you're trying to convince even one of them,
You're just going to piss them off and make them want to pollute more.
which
how golf,
which is unfortunate.
Yeah, that's how golf enthusiasts are.
I get that. I'm just saying the idea that you protest to the people that agree with you, that why
Well,
would
not
that
just
help?
to agree with you that might actually listen. There's people who don't agree with you who might listen. People who watch golf, they're just like,
those aren't the people.
I've been sitting here watching this for 6 hours, and now this is happening. I guess I have to clean that up so they can finish this round, huh? Whatever. They don't care. You're not getting anywhere with them.
Yeah, I
like they're
get
going to go, well, we should do something about this environment, I guess. No, but it doesn't work.
No, I wasn't saying it was going to work. Just
it's funny that they were out on the golf course. Golf, by its very nature, is one of the most environmentally friendly games you could play. They have no pollutants going on. They're just hitting a ball, and they're using clubs. And most of the golf carts that I've gone through, there's still a few golf courses that have gas controlled carts, but everything that I've gone through, they're always like battery charged, electric carts. A lot of times on these tournaments, they will, they'll have this big recycling program going on. So they're always trying to recycle garbage and that sort of thing.
Bebo's, I didn't even know he was in here. My dog Bebo is sitting over there behind a gate, giving me a death stare. I'm going to go let him out. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I do think with golf though, like there is an argument about how wasteful it can be as far as like the water and keeping a golf course green and fresh. Sure, in places where that is easier to do, where water is easier to get. But when you start talking about golf courses like out here in Arizona, is that really the best use of the water, especially on a thing that can't be used necessarily by everybody?
Many golf courses out here use reclaimed water.
I'm back.
Okay.
That's how they water there.
Yeah,
many of the golf courses use reclaimed water.
I am not making any arguments. I'm just saying
uses a lot of water. Yeah.
Yeah, just that if someone was going to argue about it, that there are things you could pick at with golf.
Well, I mean, you want to do something about the environment. I mean, there's a lot to be said about protests, and I understand that, but
it's the only place we see alligators anymore. There's always just some video of an alligator walking across the golf course.
It's always
see them anywhere else.
They're not everywhere on golf courses. They're on golf courses in Florida, and a couple of them just look like giant dinos.
Where else is Harrison Ford going to land his plane when he crashes? You got to think these things through. But their point is no golf on a dead planet. Okay.
Last time I checked, we were still spinning and everybody was working. So
I just think that you want to raise awareness about what we're doing to the planet. That's one thing, but it's just like spray painting, stuff at a golf course, spray painting things in the museums. They went to the Louvre.
Smoke bombs are always fun though.
Fun, but I don't think that that's the idea you're trying to get across. spray painting Stonehenge was also something that happened.
Oh yeah, they sprayed it all
one.
orange and crap.
And like that stuff washes off. So
That ain't cool.
it is what it is. But like I just don't. It's not sending the message that you want people to get, and that's the part that I'm just like, it's not doing the thing that you want, and it's even possible to talk about you and your protest, and not talk about the thing that you're actually protesting.
Well, and I'm kind of like you're protesting on the last hole of the tournament. You would think they would have done this earlier, but you're saying after.
Okay, listen, vegans have a lot of, they got to get a lot of sleep because they have no strength and there's no protein in them. So this was the soonest they could get there.
It's the last hole of the
best that they could do.
And it's 1-0 Florida, by the way.
Oh, no. Chief Skull says, hey, Randy, Mrs. Chief Skull wants to know what kind of puppy you got there.
Australian Shepherd is what I have here. His name is Blue. His full name is Blue, Red, White.
Deflated Balls says, yeah, what about Batia there? Scared of what? He had a golf club in his hand.
Well, I'm just saying he's not the biggest of men. Scotty Scheffler's a big dude. I think he could take care of himself. But Batia, I could see it. It would rattle anybody. You're coming up on the green. You're paying attention to your golf shot that you've got to make, the putt you got to make, and all of a sudden some lunatic comes out of the stands running in front of you. I mean, you don't know what his intentions are.
Oily Stool says, if I ever come across a climate change protester, I'm running him over with my diesel engine Ford F-350. I think just the fact you have it is enough to offset them. Like my V8 will help as well. Baker's Cocky Hen says Scheffler was watching the cops tackle him like it was just another day at the office. Well, he's used to seeing police activity, isn't he?
I was just going to say Scheffler probably had some PTSD from the the last time he had this.
He's like, I remember that. That whole paying a bond thing. Yeah, they all had to pay $5,000 to get out of the Hooskow. Cheesehead Bill says, oh, there's plenty of protein in a vegan, if you know what I mean.
Hey, now.
Guess you'd have to know where to look.
Wow.
So let me just say something.
Yes.
In baseball, there's a certain amount of equipment, right? You got a glove, you got a bat, you got your helmets, you got your stuff, In basketball, there's not as much equipment. You just got the ball. And then you just got your shorts, And football, tons of equipment. But in running track, you got shoes. That's the only equipment, right?
Well, not all. No, the pole vaulters have a.
No. I'm talking about when you're running the 100 meter.
Oh,
you got shoes,
just shoes,
and your shorts and tank top, whatever. You got your clothes,
tracksuit.
Yeah, sure. Sha'Carri Richardson. She's been training for years.
Yes.
Trying to win these Olympic trials so she can represent her country. She's fast, by the way.
Yes.
Heavily favored to win this event. When she started out, she kind of just took a little stumble there because she didn't tie her shoes.
Oh.
Sha'Carri Richardson. How do you train every day, year in and year out? One thing on your mind, winning Olympic gold, and your shoe is untied. How does that happen? Now, to her credit, she still won. But as my mom said, you could have broke your neck.
Yep.
What are you doing? You have one piece of equipment you need to worry about.
Yeah, maybe the
tie the shoes,
the piece of equipment, but like there are a bunch of other things on your mind about whatever.
First thing, tie your shoes.
And all of that. Yeah, I'm just saying you could easily forget because of how tight you have to tie your shoes. Maybe you wait until the last moment. Doesn't seem wise to me to let that piece of knowledge fall out of your head at that particular instance in time. But I don't think that's.
You wake up in the morning, you put on your clothes. You're like, I'm leaving the house. What do you do? Put on your shoes. Tie your shoes.
Your shoes.
Yeah, but I don't think you tie them in the same way that you would if you're competing. I also don't think you wear your track shoes to the event.
I feel like
you
it's
put
important.
those on at the event.
feel it's important to just tie them.
Yes.
We're going to get her some Velcro strips. What do we need for this?
No, because Velcro's not going to be tight enough.
So are shoes you don't tie. I'm just
Well,
saying,
yeah.
she had one thing she had to worry about equipment-wise. But here she is at 10.88 seconds. That was 02 seconds off the time she recorded in 2021. Imagine how much better it could have been as she tied her shoes and not stumbled.
Well, she didn't do it in the Olympics.
Could be the difference between gold and silver.
Okay, so now she knows.
I hope
to my
she's learned her
knowledge,
lesson.
she has not forgotten before. So I have no reason to believe it's going to happen again.
You know,
I'm
when
sure
we
she
learned
has, yeah.
is when we face planted on the cement because we didn't tie our shoes.
Yeah, well, when she's fast enough that she wins the event anyway, maybe she's not exactly learning the same lessons as the rest of us.
She got
On account of
Oh,
she's never been punished for it. Clearly, she didn't tie her shoes and won.
See, she'll never learn. She'll never
That
learn.
doesn't teach you the lesson that the rest of us learn when we don't tie our shoes, but because we're not gifted 100-meter, gold medal contending athletes.
She needs to be a gifted shoe tire. This is ridiculous.
Like I said, she has not failed to do so before. So
200ths of a second could be the difference between gold and silver.
Okay, but she didn't do that in the Olympics. She did that here and not before. So I'm not inclined to believe it's happening after.
Listen here, Sha'Carri Richardson. No more half-assing this thing. You tied your left shoe. Next time, tie your right shoe too.
Just maybe time that thing out a little bit better.
Yeah.
Just, you know.
Does she not have people around checking her? Hey, did you tie your shoes?
Well, no, I don't think so because
She'd get mad if you asked her.
It is a lot of people. It is
Don't act like I don't know how to tie my shoes. Why are you asking me if I didn't tie my shoes?
There's a thing that a lot of runners do. They wait until the last second to tie their shoe because it's just deeply uncomfortable to have your shoes that tight. That's it. So she might have just waited too long and then
Left shoe?
She might have waited too long and then they're telling her, all right, get on your marks, get set. And she's like, oh, damn, I thought I had a little bit more time to tie this. I guess I don't. But you get into that running stance because if you don't, you lose.
I didn't want to bring this up. But there may be a reason she forgot. Don't know if you remember. But she did get busted for, the marijuana last time in 2021.
Okay, which is why I know that she's probably not on it this time because it would have been a giant story.
Maybe she got really high in 2021 and she's not remembered stuff since.
That is not how that works. So
how does it work, Keon?
Are you high right now?
I've heard.
Oh, he's like,
I don't think
why did I walk in here?
Outside of Cheech and Chong, I don't think anyone's ever gotten so high that it's been 3 years of coming back down. That is who else? Like maybe Snoop Dogg because he just has never stopped over the last 20 years of his life.
Snoop Dogg.
We're pulling for you, Sha'Carri Richardson. But
Yeah.
please, just tie your shoes. That's all I'm
I
asking.
think she'll remember.
All right, we're going to take a break. When we come, look, it's a tie. It's a tie. It's a 1-1, Oilers and Panthers. Thanks for the heads up, Baker's Cocky Hens. We are now in a tie in the Stanley Cup Game 7 between the Oilers and the Panthers. I guess I'm kind of rooting for the Oilers now.
What?
I got the tools to put that thing on.
Okay.
Just realize I'm going to have to do this in a hot, sweaty place. Chief Skull says, did you guys see 16-year-old Quincy Wilson running the 400-meter, running to qualify for the Olympics? He just ran recently and came in third against a grown man in a 400-meter race.
Wow. Good for him.
I did not see that, but that's impressive.
That is awesome. My son ran the 400. He's still he's almost there.
I've never run 400 yards in my entire life.
Well, it's meters. And my
Probably
son is a
still not
sprinter. And they're like, hey, why don't you go do the 400? And he's like, as long as it doesn't matter if I get there. Okay.
I don't care if it's meters, yards, inches, never done it. Never run that
You've
far.
not ever ran 400 anything.
No.
Not intentionally, anyway.
No.
Come to think. Probably the same, yeah. All right, let's take a break. We'll come back and stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Febreze. So my home is also my office. And before I can focus, every room's gotta be clean. That means tidying up and spraying my Febreze Air Mist. Ooh, that's fresh. Febreze Air Mist scents are all high quality. They fight any weird funk, and they give my air an instant boost of freshness. So not only does my home smell good, I feel good too. After I Febreze, it's time to start my day.
Breathe happy, Febreze, la 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 la.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Volunteer now. Help vulnerable and oftentimes overlooked children in Arizona. Court-appointed special advocates, known as CASAs, are assigned to children as advocates during their experience in the foster care system. Volunteer now. You can change the life of a child for the better. Visit azcourts.gov/volunteer to learn about court-appointed special advocates. That's azcourts.gov/volunteer. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
Discover the ultimate diamond buying experience, unparalleled quality at unbeatable prices.
Hi, I'm Diamond Dave, and at our By Appointment office, you'll receive truly personalized one-on-one service for your needs.
No high overhead of standalone stores or mall hours to pay for. We're direct diamond importers designing and manufacturing in-house, eliminating all the middlemen.
Stop overpaying at retail and enjoy serious savings on quality diamonds.
From the first consult to the final reveal, we'll guide you through every step, ensuring you get your dream diamond ring, necklace, or earrings without compromise.
Romantic proposals, anniversary splurges, or just because. Indulge in diamonds for less.
Call today for your private appointment for a dazzling diamond.
Call Diamond Dave at 480-397-2450, 480-397-2450, or follow him on Instagram at Diamond Dave Cantor. That's at Diamond Dave, Kantor.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every home run, every hit, every inning, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today and get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary. At Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
1580 The Fanatic.
And at 1580thefanatic.com.
Your home for sports.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. You know what we didn't do? We didn't give away them tickets. We didn't give away Scottsdale 4th of July celebration at Westworld tickets. So, you know, we should just do it tomorrow. We're going to do it tomorrow.
I think we should do it tomorrow.
I didn't promise I was going to give them away. I thought we were going to try to give them away.
Right.
Then I forgot to. So now I feel like I got to give everybody a chance in every hour tomorrow.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we promise we will do that tomorrow.
All right.
But here's what we're talking about. And you can check it out at scottsdale4th.com. It's a big old deal. Randy's been out to it 1 year. It was really really a great show. And we got a couple of tickets for the indoor barbecue part where you go and just stuff your face and you get to be in air conditioning. It's all you can eat barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
There's some family friendly entertainment in there. And then, of course, you get to watch the fireworks. And then we also have some tickets for the indoor access, which is everything that happens in there except for barbecue. So I've got...
That barbecue was that was good stuff, man.
Well, I only have one pair for the barbecue. I got 6 tickets for the regular indoor thing.
Well, and the indoor thing, it's fun because there's a live band going on. I don't know if they've added anything else, but
you can buy food in there too.
There's a live band in there. You can dance. You can dance if you want to. You could leave your friends behind, and if you can't dance and if you won't dance, then you're no friend of mine. So.
They're having something called a mutton busting contest for kids. I think they ride.
They ride the sheep. Yeah, there you go.
Not like Moist one would ride the sheep, like a little kid. Just
yeah.
They also have something. They got a food eating contest. The cold beers and cheeseburgers summer sliders eating contest. 14 finalists to be on the stage. and they'll see who can eat the most.
Oh, how
sliders.
fun. Wow. All right.
They
There
got
it is.
games and fun stuff for everybody. So
And listen, the fireworks show at the end of the evening is no slouch. It went on it was like an hour long, and they have music, and they've got a fireworks going off, and it's wonderful. And last time I thought when Miss Kim and I went out there, I thought it was going to be warm. It was a very pleasant evening. It was a very pleasant evening out there. And it's inside the outdoor stadium, so you can there's seats on the field, there's seats around, you can watch the show. So it's really cool.
They also have a version where you pay $30 and your car full of people can just go in there and drive up and just watch the fireworks.
There you go.
I mean, that's cool. You just don't feel like getting out, walking around, or whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
you might be missing out, but you get to see the fireworks. So, all right.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. And by the way, if you're heading somewhere to celebrate Independence Day, going to be a lot of people traveling out there. And I found out here are the worst times to travel if you're going. I'm leaving for an entire week, and my travel time is not going to be a problem.
Oh boy! All right,
because my travel time is not go on the bad days. So here's when everybody's on the road: 2 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Imagine that.
And the busiest days, Wednesday, July 3rd and Sunday, July 7th.
No kidding.
I'm going to make sure I'm not driving on either of those 2 days.
All right.
I'm going up north.
Are you? Nice. Good for you.
So
Keon and I we'll stay here and hold the fort down for you.
Well, when you guys go do your thing, gas prices are pretty low. So if you do decide to take a little drive on the 4-day weekend there, gas prices they've lowered it for the holidays. So it's not too expensive. Just saying. Let's try to get Hookah Hottie drunk again. Anyway.
Don't think we forgot.
Hook'em Hottie earlier said that I said just saying a lot. I guess maybe that's one of my new crutches I didn't notice. And she says, we should do a drinking game. Every time Jeffrey says just saying, I take a shot. So I've been saying just saying quite a bit today. Vermont Dog says, where's your cabin, yo? Maybe I can come with you, homie. Not a chance.
No.
There's no way they would let you into my cabin in Winslow. No. Don't you come looking for me in Winslow. That's all I got to say.
You won't be standing on a corner.
I think we should get this out of the way.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1948, the Salisbury Cardinals manager Gene Corbett, who was just tossed from a baseball game by the home plate umpire, instructed the bat boy, Paul Morrell, to tell the umpire to, quote, get in the game and keep your eyes open. After relaying the message, the 13-year-old bat boy also got ejected from the Class D Eastern Shore League contest. It's one of the only times a bat boy got ejected right there.
Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, go out there and tell that fool behind the plate to open your eyes and get in the game.
I don't know what he thought was going to happen, but I mean, at least Gene Corbett got the last word, didn't he?
The thing is, the bat boy, you got to do the thing for the guy that you see every day. But the ump might toss you today. That guy could make your life hell for as long as you're a bat boy. So you go ahead and tell that umpire exactly what that man told you to tell him.
Yeah.
He had no choice. No choice whatsoever.
He was stuck.
All right. So I'm just want to run something by. We got a lot of Canadian listeners.
Yes.
And I guess, according to the Canadian press, a couple of kickers were kind of mouthing off about the chips that they're putting in footballs. I don't understand why the chips in the football is a thing. And but I guess a couple of these kickers were unhappy about the chips being in the footballs. And one of them complained after in their season opener, I guess the Canadian Football League is going on right now or something. Well, the dude misses 2 of 3 field goals, and he missed an extra point. He says, I don't know where to aim. Every time I'm out there, I'm literally praying the rosary. I don't know where to aim. He says the chips affect the trajectories of the kicks. So I guess He says when the chip being in the ball causes it to fly in a different way than a football without a chip, so he's not sure where to kick the ball.
I would have assumed that the chips would be light enough by now.
I'd assume you'd practice with the ball with chips in it too.
Maybe though, maybe not.
And figure it out.
Maybe they've assumed that the weight is
Is
similar.
it floating
enough.
around on the inside of the thing? Is it just floating around in the air in the ball?
It's probably up against one side or the other.
Seems like a silly excuse.
You say that, but when you're kicking, when the wind is involved, the higher up it goes, the easier it is to be blown off of its path. So if there's any weight on one side of the ball or the other, the further you move away,
any weight.
Any weight, yes,
weight.
Because it
These chips,
impacts the
they
rotation of the football.
They can't be not even an ounce.
I genuinely don't know.
Oh my! I gotta look this up.
So here's the thing: the CFL has decided when Sergio Castillo, Brett Lothar, Sean White, and Lewis Ward, all of them complained publicly about this. They fined them. They weren't complaining about a referee. They weren't complaining. They were complaining about the chips in the ball. And they're like, you know what, pal? You don't talk bad about our Canadian football. You're fined. I don't know how much they got fined, but all four of them got a fine.
The chips weigh 3.3 grams.
Grams?
Come on, man.
I don't. Okay.
It's only because Randy and I are from the 80s that we know how much that weighs.
3.3 grams.
Yeah, but we're talking about the flight of a projectile. 3.3 grams absolutely affects the rotation of the football. There's no way that it doesn't. Now, if you go out there and you kick it, and you're a kicker, and you're the one guy that can't seem to figure out where the ball's supposed to go, might just be a skill issue. But if you and every other kicker in the league is like, this is absolutely affecting this, then it might actually be affecting it.
Baker's cocky hen says, kick it through the uprights, idiot.
Yeah, no, he knows where the ball's supposed to go, but how you get the ball there absolutely does depend on how the ball flies.
Baker's cocky hen says 3.5 grams is an eighth of an ounce. Keon knows that amount's very good.
I don't actually, but that's fine.
Brunswick guy says, I must say the show that's on after you talks a lot about the CFL. I'm surprised you don't talk more about the Great Canadian Football League. Can I tell you why? The show after us is a gambling show, and degenerate gamblers don't have much else to go with right now because NBA is over, hockey's about to be over. So of course that these guys have gravitated towards anything that's happening to bet on Brunswick guy. Anything.
You should listen to some of the other stuff they've talked about gambling on that show. It is not a compliment to your sport that they gamble on it. It is a sign that they can't not gamble on anything.
You got a marbles game going on?
Yeah. I mean, it's just.
We'll come by the house.
If they saw two kids running down the street, they'd bet on it. It's.
Yeah.
I would take the prop bet that one kid's going to face plant right into that Chevy. I mean, we used to make bets like that.
Oh, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that. So. Anyway, so these four kickers, they all got fined. I guess that in Canada, they don't like to disclose the amounts of fines. And yeah,
I wish I cared to look up how accurate these guys were beforehand.
It's a good point.
It's Canadian football, so I don't
just
care quite enough.
I can't bring myself to do it.
But if I did care, that would be very interesting.
Hey, Brunswick guy, you ever hear of Sergio Castillo, Brett Lothar, Sean White,
are they good
or
kickers?
Lewis Ward?
Fill us in.
Can I be honest? I don't know if I could name good kickers in the NFL.
In the NFL, yeah,
I only know a couple of their names, just a couple.
What those
that
are the
doesn't
good
mean
ones.
the other guys aren't good.
They might be okay, but you can name the best guys in the league. Like, you know that if Justin Tucker was like, all right, this seems weird, it might actually be weird. Harrison Butker says, this might be a little odd. It might be a little odd. Those are two of the best guys kicking in the game.
How do you know so many kickers' names?
They're the two best ones.
If I got one of those guys in fantasy football, then I probably know them.
You've never had Justin Tucker in fantasy football?
No.
Okay. That guy is good for like 9 points a week, man.
Because I don't pick a kicker until like the last pick, man.
Same.
Some people pick the kickers a little sooner than they should. Like before the last pick.
I might go second to last just to be
Yeah.
ahead of some people. But at that point, if my team is hinging on who I pick second to last, my team's done.
If you finish a draft
we shouldn't have started.
without a kicker or a defense, you're okay. You're fine.
I don't know. I've had kickers give me.
If you get a
some
good
production.
defense or a good kicker, okay. Second to last, you're fine.
You're okay. Your team shouldn't hinge on either of those picks, or you have bigger problems, quite frankly.
Brunswick guy says, I don't pay attention to kickers. I watch for the offense and guys running into the goalposts that are conveniently placed in the middle of the damn end zone. I kind of like that.
It's the old school NFL look too. The NFL used to have that as well.
I like a dangerous obstacle. Anytime I watch a game, just boom.
The way those guys were
Laugh my
hitting
ass off.
in the 60s.
I want to hear the
70s.
noise. Boom. Brutal. After that guy bounces off of it. I don't listen. That's the best thing about Canadian football. The chance that somebody might just get completely destroyed by an inanimate, unmovable object. Anyway, the inanimate object that is unmovable is the clock, and the clock is up, and that's the end of their show. So, everybody, you can join us tomorrow, and we're going to be giving those 4th of July Scottsdale celebration tickets tomorrow. Promise, every hour, join us. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580.